What?
Let me pull up something weird on my computer.
Act natural, though.
Good bit.
Just act natural.
You get that.
I'm gonna pet my dog. Good dog. Good dog. This is my pre-show dog pet.
The show starts in 22 minutes, and we have nothing planned.
There, the picture of Scott Baio.
And on 3, let's say cold open. 1.
Sit still anymore. I wanna break things with my hammer. I wanna start a little war. Isn't that what this little red button here is for?
Well. Mira. It's your amigos, the Cirque Du Sirois. Best in the business. Don't you forget that. My name's Mike Sirois. I'm going to be one of the 3 people, at least on this side of the camera, getting you through frivolity for the next 2+ hours. This is Cirque 2, Citizens on Patrol, a team having fun presentation. We are the throbbing pulse of DFW. You live in the Metroplex. Or in Texas, for that matter. You'd be locked in. You're going to miss some shit if you miss one of these shows. Welcome to all the Circaholics and Circa maniacs. It's Tell a Friend Tuesday. Text somebody. Tell them they should be watching this shit. I'm Mikey. My brother Cash is here. He's 8 feet to my left. He is my only brother in the whole world. And I love him dearly. Welcome, Cash. Hi, Cash.
Hey, it's me, Cash Sirois. I'm back.
The big dog is back.
You guys are...
Do your signature bark.
Are we overmodulated or am I just high?
Wait.
First off, I'm just...
that signature bark.
I'm excited. I don't do that. I'm really excited to be here with you guys. I mean, it's a big day. I'm obviously the man of the mound, the golden gun. Baseball playoffs started today. Great matchup between the Tigers and the Guardians. Amazing. And then Bochy's gone from the Rangers. I mean, Ron Washington is not going to make... I can't wait to talk some hardball.
The man of the mound, huh? You write that down? Let me see your iPhone notes. Open. I want to... Let's just...
First off, you think I couldn't remember the man of the mound?
Cancel Terry Virts. 2 hours. We just read through Cash's iPhone notes, these half-baked shitty ideas. I'm just speaking about myself, actually, because, God, take a look at those things. Bad idea genes. Cash is here.
Yay!
I'm here. Ring the bell. Ringy ding dingu. Daniel Bayless.
Yes!
Is sitting right fucking between us. Look
We're
at
back,
him.
baby.
Hello. I'm Dingu. I'm 6'4". I'm an Aries. I like Steely Dan. I like a nice bottle of wine and cuddling. Welcome to Cirque.
10 seconds before the mic's turned on. Okay, Danny farted in the fucking other room. And he winked at me. And it was silent. And he said, "Hey, Mikey." And he winks at me. Because that's what Malcolm did to him once. Right?
No, that's what you do to me. And I taught it to him. And then I just got you back.
Okay.
Paid it forward.
Okay. He paid it forward. Thank you.
I learned it from you, Dad.
But I didn't. And then we walked through the doorway, and I'm like, "Oh, fucking goddamn it, he did fart." And then we're kind of putting our shit on. He goes, "Oh, I didn't fart." I'm like, "Dude, you winked at me." And he's like, "It was probably one of the dogs." And he says, "Dogs can't wink, not on purpose."
What?
And I'm just like, as I'm like putting my shit in, and she
Think
says,
about it.
"Mics are on," because my dog winks at me all the time.
No.
Yes.
No.
Dogs do.
Your dog has something in its eye. It's not winking at you like, "Hey, big fella."
I'm not saying he's thinking, "Hey, big fella," but
Hey,
he does
big
wink.
fella.
He does. Dogs wink very regularly.
For what purpose?
No, they don't wink
But
very regularly. They
Yes.
blink. They don't wink.
They absolutely wink
Prove that.
easily.
They do wink, and then you're like, "Are we communicating right,
Right.
now? Like,
Because
just tell me."
But Danny's right that I don't think he's winking on purpose. Like there's some mischief in his mind, or he's letting me know that he's on top of something. I think it just
Scheming.
happens.
What? Like what? He
Are
absolutely,
you really on team dogs can't fucking wink? Dogs wink.
No.
He's right. They have something in their. They're fucked all the time. These dogs.
I thought you were talking about Danny winking at you. He wasn't up to something.
No, Danny winked and farted at me. Dogs
I
can
farted and then winked at you.
dogs can wink. I don't know if they can do it on purpose or not. That's the bottom line.
God, keep up.
It's a running game at home, though, by the way. The wink toot.
Oh, really?
Malcolm calls it the wink toot.
Who's winning? You or him?
We really don't keep score, but if he rips one and I hear it, he makes sure that we're making eye contact. He'll like find me and look at me in the eye and go,
This is good.
yeah.
Does he overdo it, or he got to learn to dead? No, you just deadpan it. Just give him a pop.
He does it. It's pretty sly the way he does it.
Really?
Now, if he hears me rip one, he will run and find me
Okay.
to make sure that I'm going to wink at him. And then when I wink at him, he goes, "Oh,
Got him.
you got me."
So if he's in the other room, you need to fart
Yeah.
and be like kind of in the hallway, right around the corner, and then you know his head's gonna whip, and then you just kind of peek around the corner gently,
yeah.
pop him one.
Teach him the ways.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Show 'em the
different-
cool-ass
there-
ways to
this,
do this.
This has there's many variances of this game at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And teach your dogs to wink and have them wink with purpose. Cash is back. KT is suspended from the show. I don't know for how long.
What happened?
He fucking left all the Singing Ryder Cup trophies in his trunk instead of delivering them to Buc-ee's statewide. We sold none of these.
How the hell are we supposed to make any money on anything?
We took a $14,000 bath on those things, Cash. You'll find that out when the company credit card statement comes in.
Keep telling us to use it.
Tomorrow.
Well, Mikey did. Mikey took you seriously.
Well, maybe were they like U.S. wins the Ryder Cup engraved?
No,
Okay, well then they're probably still good.
no.
We can sell them in Europe.
They're melting in KT's trunk. So he's not going to be on the show for a while, needless to say. We do have somebody very special on the show in about 15 minutes, though.
I'm excited.
I'm very excited. We have a friggin' astronaut. Terry Virts is going to join us. We've had him on Cirque before.
shit.
He's a two-time... What, you weren't ready?
No, I've been prepping questions all day for Larry Shirts.
Who is that? A basis for Dawkins or something?
Something like that.
Larry Shirts.
Can I borrow your iPhone notes?
I need a Larry shirt. Ask him the same questions. He's a funny guy.
Okay.
He'll roll with you.
All right.
Speaking of celebrity guitarists, Cash,
Huh?
how about a happy birthday to one Trey Anastasio today?
How about that?
61 years old. September 30th, 1964, in the great city of Fort Worth.
That's right. The greatest guitarist of all time.
Maybe the greatest
leader
guitarist
of the
of all
greatest
time.
live band of all time. The Phish,
Pretty cool.
who
though.
I just saw
Los
for the 52nd
Pescados.
time. Yeah, Viva le Poisson. Poisson. I just saw him for the 52nd time in Atlanta.
You've seen that band 52nd times?
That's not the right way to say
52
that
times.
sentence. But
Just
yes,
think how many hours of guitar noodling that is when you add it up. Each one about 2.5 hours.
caught it all.
How long are those shows? Like 3.5?
No.
Nah.
2.5, 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Dude.
3 hours. That's 150, at least 150 hours. That is, that's like 6 days of Phish.
I wish I had 7.
That's like, can you imagine like going to a Phish show and it lasted 6? I bet a lot of people go to Phish shows and it feels like it lasted 6 days. You know, people that get drugged there by their boyfriends.
You want to know
You're gonna
about
love it.
You want to
have
know about their
get it,
longest
though.
show?
Sure.
Their longest show was on the Millennium Night.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the Everglades in Florida. They started, the first set they started, in the evening, probably around 10 or something like that, took set break, and they started playing again about 15, 20 minutes before the year 2000, and they continued playing all night until the sun came up.
That is kind of bitching.
I thought
That
you were
is,
going to say until the year started in 2001.
A full year.
Yeah, 1 year.
see,
One jam.
that should have been the payoff for the Picks with Friends. A 1-year live stream.
What's the guy to girl ratio at an average
Dude.
Phish show?
Better
Is it
than you think.
Because
Okay.
the worst ratio I've ever seen was at a Rush concert.
Really?
Yeah.
80+%?
Oh, let's go maybe 95, and that
Really?
might be low. Yeah.
No,
It is a dude.
it's better than you think.
It is dudes ahoy
I
when
think
you go see Rush.
75-25 maybe.
I think it's about right.
So we were at a Phish show once. I don't even know if I told
And I'm sure that 25% are all just like supermodels, aren't they?
you'd be surprised.
I would
Very
be.
surprised. I mean,
so would you.
incredibly surprised.
So would you.
We were at a Phish show once, and Cash. It's one of those fucking never-ending like jams, right? And trust me, I love Phish.
Oh, here
No,
we go.
I love it, but they do. There's times during the jam where I'm like, all right,
Still jamming.
still going. I mean, 12 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever. And I'm kind of like, all right, let's get to the next song with lyrics. I like that, But usually they're great. And I'm kind of getting bored in my head, and I look over at Cash, and Cash is fucking.
Pretending.
No, he's not pretending. He's in, but he gets all excited.
You're not telling the story right.
Yes, I am.
You were not bored at the time.
I wasn't bored, but there are times during Phish jams where I'm like, oh fuck, all right, let's
Okay,
move it
metal
along.
bats.
All right, let's move it along. And he's clearly into it, and he kind of nudges me, right? And he nudges me, and he's like, "Hey, this is a statement." And I even at the time, I'm like, "Fuck, what?" And he laughed. To his credit, he laughed instantly. He's like, "Fuck, I shouldn't have said that."
He knew the second it left
I
his
should have
mouth.
done that. But in his head, it was like that means for 4 minutes, he was kind of like,
Dude, they were building up to something.
Okay.
They were building up to something.
Hey.
And they freaking hit it.
And they hit it.
They made a
Cash
statement,
dropped
Danny.
to his knees
They
and
made-
put his fist in the air.
Hey,
I've done it before.
this is a statement. I'm like, all right, Bubba, maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
I'm going to use that phrase the next time I say something really stupid.
Yes, hey,
Hey, I just made a statement.
this is a statement.
You guys would be like, oh, shit.
In 6 minutes, the
Didn't get
former
it.
commander of the International Space Station is going to join us. But until then, I have a very, very stupid miniature game we're going to play.
The
I
thing that
accept-
killed the freak, games.
It's time for games. Hit that shit. Hit it. Not a statement.
Games.
We need a graphic for this.
Not really. Our games are so shitty. We do not need to
That's not a good sell.
draw any more attention. It's time for a game in honor of the Cowboys-Packers final score.
And you thought we were going to talk cowboy.
This game is called the tie game.
Good. I love it so far.
It's Cash versus Danny, and you just have to yell the answer. Every answer will have, in some form, the word tie in it. Here in the tie game.
Oh, I know the answer to one already.
Do you?
Yep.
Maybe I should switch my order. 'Cause I think you might. Yell the answer when you know it. It will have the word tie in it involved somehow. Question 1. Without this man, we all wouldn't have been celebrating the NBA title in 2011.
Tyson Chandler.
Tyson Chandler is correct. Point for the Dingu.
Son of a bitch.
You should have known that.
I know.
You probably did 15
I was
videos
thinking about
with
the
it.
other answer that I know is coming.
That's 1 point
God, that was a layup.
for Dingu.
Oh,
You rarely see these shirts unless you're fishing or if
Tie-dye.
you're dead.
tie-dye.
I think you got it first.
Did.
Son of a...
Is that the one you knew?
Nope.
Question 3 here on the tie game in honor of the Cowboys-Packers. Tie score. These staples of galactic air defense
TIE Fighter.
Tie wing.
Bullshit. Are powered by their twin ion engines.
Boy, you Googled
TIE.
shit there.
Don't cocky nod. But you did fucking hit it when the pitch was halfway there. Well done. 3-0. Danny. Here in the tie game. According to one of you, this guy needs to shut up.
Ty Walker.
That was a 1-point question. It is 3-1 right now. Oh, this you might jump all over this one here in the tie game. This accessory is a staple of Native American, Southwestern legislators,
Bolo tie.
What?
fashion enthusiasts, and probably Danny in some picture he won't let us see. Bolo tie was the answer.
Oh, you said bolo tie? I couldn't even understand what
Well,
he said. Okay, bolo tie. Yeah, I've worn a bolo tie. Yeah,
I wish we could mark that.
they're fun.
What is, for some weird reason, probably some big mistake, these people are showing up on my Instagram suggested page a lot.
Midgets?
How does that?
No?
I'm uncomfortable
That
now.
doesn't have the key word in it.
TIE fighters. TIE.
Typhoons?
No, for some weird reason, probably some big mistake, these people are showing up on my Instagram suggested page a lot.
Tight shirts.
No?
That's a good guess.
Thank you. I
Hey.
thought it was too.
Taiwanese women?
Closer.
Thailand.
The answer is Thai Lady Boys.
Oh,
No points awarded. So our score is tied.
oh.
Heading into the tiebreaker. To prove that you're not racist, name as many famous Thai people as you can. Go. As many as you can. Anyone famous?
Alex Albon?
I'm going to give him a point for Alex Albon, the half Thai, half British
Is that a golfer?
Formula One driver.
Thank you.
Okay. I got nothing. Thai.
Shockingly few famous Thai people. Yeah.
Thai.
The only chance you had. There is one golfer that you have a small chance at.
Morikawa.
No, not the American Ryder Cup star, Colin Morikawa. He's the vape god.
Buddha.
Thai Domi.
No, but I probably would have given you a damn point.
Is he from Thai?
It's Kiradek Oppie Barnrot.
I would not have.
The great Kiradek Oppie
I
Barnrot.
would not have gotten that.
And this score is tied. You guys both win
Thank
the
you.
tie game.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
40
We
to 40.
achieved.
One and all.
We
All
achieved
right.
what was right.
Cash, fingers crossed.
Are we thumbs up?
I think it is go time.
All right. Terry Virts is about to join us right now. If you don't know that name, it's okay. It's okay. You're about to. But I'll let you know a little something about the guy. He's a former F-16 fighter who has flown missions in the Middle East. Badass enough. He's the pilot of the space shuttle in 2010. That was his first time into space. In 2014, he launched aboard a Russian Soyuz rocket and spent 7 months on the International Space Station, not as a tourist, but he served as the International Space Station's commander. He has performed 3 spacewalks. He is currently running for the Texas seat in the United States Senate. He's a friend of mine, and he's a high school classmate of my wife, Mary. And now, in the greatest accomplishment of his professional career, he's a guest for the second time on the Cirque Du Sirois show. Terry Virts, do you read us?
There he is.
We have
Hey,
you.
name a famous Thai astronaut.
Do you know one?
He's going to break the tie. Oh. Who is it? Who is it? Is there one?
There's not one. There's
Oh.
not one.
That's totally
Get
fair.
pranked.
Not bad. I mean, there's a lot of 110
It's
million,
not
million
Sirois.
people in Thai.
It's Cirque du Sirois.
Oh, you're a man of the world. You get it. Terry, did you know that Sirois is French for haul ass?
I thought it was French for handsome and good looking.
Yeah,
Thank
smart. See?
Obviously,
He can work
can't
with
see
it.
us on these cameras, clearly.
Boy, he has clearly worked his way into politics, hasn't he?
I'm a politician. Yeah.
Thank you, dude, so much for coming on with us. We had a great time when we had you on before on our old show. You know how this works. We're absolutely going to get into what you're up to now, but there's a lot of people that have been asking questions online about you visiting with us or whatever, and I just want to ask a couple of dumb questions right off the bat. And I know the guys probably have something dumber than me, but I'm in awe of your history, and I think people ask other people advice for how to get into your game or whatever. But how did you get from Columbia, Maryland High School to International Space Station captain? And as you're a fighter pilot, are you thinking of space at that time? Or are you thinking of just doing the pilot thing? How does that arc happen?
Yeah, Cash, when I was in probably kindergarten or earlier, the first book I ever read was about space. It was a book, one of those cardboard books with like one line per page. And it was about the Apollo astronauts. And I said, I want to be an astronaut when I grow up. And I didn't know anything. I was the first guy in my family to go to college. It wasn't like I grew up in a family of astronauts, but I grew up thinking that would be pretty cool. I had posters. I had this original all white space shuttle on my wall, the red, white, and blue F-16. I had the Andromeda Galaxy and the Orion Nebula. That's what I wanted to do, and I had no idea how to do it. When I was 13, a family friend said, hey, you should read The Right Stuff. So I read this book called The Right Stuff by an author named Tom Wolfe, and they made an amazing movie out of it. But I read the book, and it talked about how those guys were fighter pilots and then test pilots and then astronauts. So that's what I decided I was going to do. And when I was 17, I went off to the Air Force Academy, raised my right hand, swore an oath to defend the Constitution, went on to become an F-16 pilot and test pilot, and eventually astronaut. So I wanted to do it my whole life. I never thought I could do it. And when I was a kid, when I was in school with Mary, your wife, I'd say, I want to be an astronaut. And everybody was like,
Okay.
oh, that's nice. You should be an accountant. But anyway, it was something I wanted to do. I was very lucky. I was very blessed. I got to do the thing I wanted to do when I was a little kid.
How much of your F-16 skill set was transferable to flying a space shuttle, or was that like an entirely base level relearning and retraining to operate that vehicle?
That's a great question. So at NASA, we have this jet called a T-38. It was an Air Force trainer. It's like a little mini fighter jet. And all astronauts fly that. And that's the most important training we do. Not because the stick and rudder skills of how do you land a T-38, you don't do that in space, but it's the mental skill of staying calm under pressure. You know, if there's a thunderstorm, how do you deal with it? The T-38 hardly has any gas. When you take off, you're low on gas. Being an F-16 pilot, I need all my fingers and a few toes to count the number of times I've almost died in a jet. So it's that skill of having what's called situational awareness, like knowing where you are, knowing where the other traffic that might run into you is, knowing what the weather is, knowing what your gas is, knowing if you're going to be able to make it to the base or go somewhere else. That situational awareness is super important, and staying calm under pressure. So my last job at NASA before I retired years ago was going through applications. There was a lot of engineers applying to be astronauts, and I went through thousands of applications. And the most important skill I looked for was somebody that had a private pilot's license. Even if they weren't a military fighter pilot, at least being able to fly an airplane, take charge of the vehicle, stay calm under pressure. That is a super important skill for being an astronaut, for doing anything in life. It's good to have situational awareness in life.
Yep.
But for being an astronaut, that was super important.
So we have a million space questions, and we will get to that. But you said, I'm curious, as an F-16 pilot, which is badass enough for us to want to ask you questions, what was this most frightening, I guess, of the fingers and toes you can count of terrifying moments? And part two, I assume you never had to eject, but is there any training for the ejection moment as an F-16 pilot, any simulation? Or is that just, oh shit, here we go, it's happening?
No, we train to eject a lot. You have to get your head back against the seat, because when you eject, you want your spine and your head to all be in one line. Like if you're leaning forward when you eject, you're not going to be walking properly for the rest of your life. It's like you have to get your spine in a straight line. You have to get your elbows in. If your elbows are out and you're going fast, your arms are going to get ripped off in the high-speed air. So there's a specific procedure at pilot training. I was 21 years old when I went to fly jets for the Air Force. You do parachute landings, because after you eject, you're going to come back down to Earth. So you have to learn how to do that. So there's a lot of stuff. The worst thing as a pilot is to be out of gas. It's a terrible feeling to be out of gas. And I've had several incidences that were pretty bad. I had this one in a NASA T-38 in Texas. We thought everything was fine as we showed up in Lubbock, Texas, or in Midland. We showed up in Midland originally, and there was this haboob, which is a giant dust storm. You can Google it. I think it was 2015. There's pictures of it online. There's this giant sandstorm. It was awful.
Danny Googles haboob all the time.
Yeah, that's
Google's haboob. Yeah, not safe for work, but yeah. So this thing, and I knew we were in bad shape immediately. I just turned, pushed the power up, started climbing. I didn't even ask air traffic control. I just started heading for Lubbock, and we landed like this dust storm, this haboob had already destroyed the Lubbock airfield. There was nobody there in the control tower. We literally landed at 10 o'clock at night in an uncontrolled airfield because this giant storm had just passed through. And I landed on it, and we filled the jet up with gas. And I think I kept the receipt on my office taped to the wall at NASA. I think the T-38, our flight manual said it held 555 gallons of gas. And I think the receipt was for 552. I literally ran the jet out of gas. And I've only done this twice, but I actually prayed to God, and I meant it. God, please let me make it to this field, because I didn't think we were going to make it. So there's nothing worse. There's no more sinking feeling than being out of gas on your way to a divert airfield.
Okay, so you graduate from flying fighter jets to being the captain pilot of a space shuttle. You're the man in control. I would assume after all of the decades that we've been roaming around out there that there's got to be so much litter left
junk
in orbit from all of the missions and whatnot. And, I know you've got like multiple boosters that need to be, detached from as you're going to, different places in the atmosphere, I'm assuming. How do you keep from running into that stuff? And in addition to the other stuff that's already out there naturally, is there? I was always curious about that. You watch the movies and you see these guys going into hyperspace and they end up in a meteor storm, right. And it's like, how do you avoid? I know we haven't invented hyperspace yet, but how do you avoid hitting shit when you're just out there in space?
No, it's a real problem. When I was commander of the space station on my last flight, we had to maneuver the station to avoid some debris that our Chinese friends had created back in 2007. They did a military anti-satellite test where they blew up a satellite just to flex their muscles and show that they could. Unfortunately, that created thousands of pieces of debris that are still in space. It was a horrendous idea. The Indians did that a few years after that. The Russians did it right before they invaded Ukraine. Like, countries need to stop blowing shit up in space. That's a really bad idea. Because I had to maneuver the space station to avoid it when I was commander. And when I did spacewalks, when you go outside, one of my jobs on a spacewalk was to cover up some debris. So there's all kinds of little small, they're like craters. They're like potholes on the outside of the space station. And it's from a piece of dust hitting it going 5 or 10 miles per second, or a paint chip from a rocket hitting it going 10 miles per second.
Jeez.
So for space debris, if it's big enough, it used to be Space Command, now it's Space Force tracks it. They have these giant radars. They track tens of thousands of pieces of debris. There are private companies that track things now, and they give data to like Starlink and other companies like that so that they can maneuver their satellites to avoid the debris that they can track. Stuff coming in from the rest of the solar system, you can't track because it's not in orbit. It just flies in suddenly going 10 miles a second. And if that hits you, it was not your day. And the really small things like the pieces of paint that flake off of a Starship or a SpaceX booster, those things are so small, they might hit you, but they don't matter. It's the things in the middle. The big things we can track, the small things don't matter. It's the medium-sized things that are the problem. And there's tens of thousands of things. So I'm running for Senate. If I was senator, we need to have an international treaty for people to stop blowing up rockets in space. That needs to stop. And we need to be able to, keep track of where the debris is and be able to avoid it, because life in America depends on space. Like here's the iPhone. Like, if you want GPS, if you want your banking data to work, if you want so many things to work, you have to have space.
I'm fascinated with satellites, and I'm glad you asked that question, Dan. I thought it was very interesting because I saw the number once, and I can't even tell you. You probably could. We don't realize how many satellites are working or defunct. Are defunct satellites still just in orbit? Is that part of the problem as far as junk?
It's a big issue. So the Earth's atmosphere, it goes up hundreds or thousands of miles. It's super thin. If you took your helmet off, you'd die instantly, but there's a little bit of oxygen and nitrogen way out there in space. And that slows you down as you're going 17,000 miles an hour through this oxygen and nitrogen. It slows you down a little bit. And as you slow down, you decrease. So the space station's about 250 miles up. It could probably last a few years before it came back to Earth. So every few months, you have to fire the rocket engines and speed up and climb back up. If you don't do that, you decrease. So satellites that are at a few hundred miles are a problem. But if they die, eventually the Earth's atmosphere is going to bring them back down to Earth. If you're up at 1,000 miles or 2,000 miles or 10,000 miles, you're there forever. Like, you're never coming down. And that's really where the problem is. You mentioned how much stuff is out there. I took a lot of pictures. Some guy at NASA told me I took the most ever pictures of any astronaut.
Yeah.
And I would take time lapses where the image you're showing right now, that's the Northern Lights over England.
Wow.
That's actually a time lapse. I took, 100 or 200 still images and turned that into a video. And I didn't see satellites very often at all. But when I was watching my time lapse videos, I go back in my sleep station and I get on my laptop. Like right now, I'm in the Marriott. I'm down in the valley. I'm doing the campaign event for a couple days in the valley down by the Rio Grande in Texas. I would sit there and at nighttime I would turn on my laptop and watch, and you'd see these little satellites flying around. And I remember thinking like, that's kind of cool, but man, all these things are flying around and you don't see them. Every once in a while, like at nighttime in August, there's the Perseids, there's the Leonid, there's a few meteor showers down here on Earth. You go out on a summer night, you look up and you see the shooting star. In space, every once in a while I'd be looking down at Earth and I'd see this shooting star below me. And I remember the first time I saw a shooting star, I thought, cool. And then I was like, ugh, that thing flew past me on its way down to Earth. So yes, there's a lot of debris.
Wow.
We track tens and tens of thousands of pieces, but the reality is there's an infinite number of pieces out there. And, you just got to knock on wood. It's never caused a serious problem, but one day it could.
If you're just joining us, this is former astronaut and potential future Senator Terry Virts joining us here on Cirque. How many have you had many encounters? What are if you've had any encounters with flat earthers? What are those like?
How's that go?
I was just curious if you've ever had out and about and people challenge you, or what are those interfacings like if you've ever had one? And if you haven't had one, how would you explain what to prove them wrong?
You can find flat earthers all around the globe. I was in London years ago, and I was going on Good Morning Britain with Piers Morgan, and Nigel Farage was on before me. For most Americans don't know, I didn't know who that was. I'm like, who's Nigel Farage? He's the guy that did Brexit. He's the guy that got the UK out of the European Union. He's like the Donald Trump of the UK. Mm-hmm. And after him was me. And when I got on, they wanted to talk about flat Earth. There was some guy in Seattle that was building a rocket, and he was going to fly up. He was going to fly up to 1,000 feet, and he was going to prove that the Earth was flat. Well, when I learned how to fly Cessnas when I was 18 years old, we would go to 1,500 feet for the traffic pattern as we were practicing landings. And the guy eventually blew his rocket up. He killed himself, like in his rocket. But anyway, I was on Good Morning Britain, which is like Good Morning America. And I was like, come on, guys. Seriously, you brought an astronaut. I'm in London, and you want to talk about flat Earth? Let's talk about what science we're doing in space. Let's talk about how we're going to eventually get to the moon and Mars. So it was very frustrating, like seeing some of the anti-science stuff that's happening today in America. The Greeks figured out 2,000 years ago. They had a guy on the same day at the same time. They measured a shadow, the length of the shadow. And like in Greece, it was different than it was in Egypt. And some smart mathematician got his book out, and they figured out the diameter of the Earth within a few percent. Like they got really close to the diameter of Earth just by measuring the difference in a shadow between Greece and Egypt thousands of years ago. And here we are in 2025 talking about flat Earth.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see Idiocracy, the movie Idiocracy?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's happening.
Hey, so you mentioned all the pictures that you took.
It was the trailer for 2025.
Yeah, no, okay, and we're gonna line into that here in a second. You've taken so many pictures from your time on the space station, and it's beautiful. And I know that you've got a book that Buzz Aldrin actually wrote the opening the forward for. And this picture right here was when Leonard Nimoy passed away, and he was on the space station. And so he
got the news.
He did the Vulcan sign, and that obviously was shared around the globe, tremendously. And I'm going to start leading into where you're headed in the future by asking you the question about seeing the Earth from. To me, it seems impossible and awesome, and to look on the marble and think about everybody that's down there with all their self-imposed problems. Sometimes it's actual problems with, poor and whatever. But I mean, what do you remember about feeling looking down on the Earth the first time? And maybe how does that lead to where you're headed now?
So the first time I saw Earth, and I launched at nighttime, it was 4 a.m. from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. the shuttle does this roll to heads up maneuver to point the antennas at the satellite, the communication satellites. So we do the roll to heads up maneuver, and I was in the right seat. I was the pilot, which is kind of like the co-pilot on my first flight for an airliner. And I got the view. So I looked out and I could see I-95, which is the big highway that goes from Florida up to Boston, who is celebrating their victory over the Yankees right now. And I remember I looked out, I'm like, that's I-95. And I had to get back I'm flying the space shuttle. A few minutes later, we're flying over the North Atlantic into sunrise. And I remember thinking, I've never seen that shade of blue before. You can see the thin blue line of our atmosphere. That was my first thought of Earth, was I've never seen that shade of blue before. And that thin blue line, look, I could talk for hours and hours and hours about this, but that thin blue line is our atmosphere. And I remember one day I was on my next mission, I was commander of space station. I was looking out and it was like, holy cow, that's Earth over there. Like, that's my planet over there. I'm not on my planet. I'm here in outer space. And it was a perspective that I did not expect to get, but it was really profound. And I came away from my space flights thinking we have planet A and there's no planet B. Like, humans aren't going to Mars. We're not, we might go visit Mars, but we're never going to like move humanity to Mars. We have Earth and that's it. And so I came away with a pretty profound perspective that's very unique, I think, seeing the planet like that.
You know, the people that live in, I mean, I'm guilty of it here. And I think maybe like if you live in a city like New York and you see the same things every day, you can possibly take things like the New World Trade Center for granted or the Empire State Building. It's just part of your surroundings. As many times as you've been up there, I can only imagine that it's probably never is never not just overwhelming, or do you ever take it for granted as many times as you've been up there, or as long a periods of time as maybe you've been on the space station? Right. Is it ever, you're kind of like, oh yeah, holy shit, that's Earth, forgot about that? Or is it every time you look at it, it's like, oh my God, where am I? How did I get here? And look at that little ball.
I'm in the second category, but it depends on the person. Like, I know other astronauts, they'd like, another sunrise. All they wanted to do was get back to work and do their experiment or whatever. I was exactly the opposite. Like, I would do my work, but I wanted to go look out the window and, if I could go make a movie film a movie in space, or that would be my perfect job. And which is why I took so many pictures, which is why I helped work. There was an IMAX movie called A Beautiful Planet. It never got old to me. I never took it for granted. We had this incident, 3 cargo ships blew up. When the Russian one blew up, we got stuck in space because they didn't want to launch our replacement crew until they knew why these rockets were blowing up, and they didn't want to send us home until we had a replacement crew. So we were stuck in space. We didn't know how long. And one of the biggest things I did during that, it ended up being a month. During that month was film the movie A Beautiful Planet. That was like the main thing I got done. It never got old, man. The planet is so beautiful. I saw every corner of Earth, or just about every corner of Earth. It was an amazing experience. Other guys are like, another sunrise. I want to go do the biology experiment. That was not me. I wanted to just look out the window and take pictures and film movies.
We got a couple dumb ones, so sorry. We watching TV up there, movies? Do we have a Bluetooth? I mean, because, dude, we can't state enough. 7 consecutive months he spent up there. That's different than most astronauts that have been interviewed and that sort of thing. 7 months. I don't want to dovetail it into did you start losing your mind? Did you start losing yourself? Which is probably a far more serious question, but entertainment options. And then, did you go crazy?
I was worried I would, and honestly, I never got bored. I never was like, it's time to come home. The space station's pretty big, and I was there with 6 people, but we all kind of went and did our own thing during the day. And then at nighttime, it was great. We get together and have dinner. It was like a cool social time. So I never had that problem. I was worried I would. And after, 200 days or whatever, I did not have that problem. But it's you have to have the right mentality. If you don't have the right mentality, I think you could get bored. You could get, tired of the other people or whatever. So it's really I think the mental game is much more important when you're selecting astronauts. There's a lot of people who are smart and technically capable. it's that mental aspect, that emotional aspect. Can you make it? Do you want to spend 6 months in a tin can with this other person? That's a really important thing
So
for sure.
Was there
Go ahead.
music?
Yeah, music, right?
So yeah, you were asking about TV and music. So TV, at the time I had kids. Like I never watched TV. I didn't have time. I watched way more TV in space than I ever did, and they were like because I had 2.5 hours a day to do exercise. So when I was an hour and a half on the weightlifting machine or an hour on the treadmill or the bike, I would watch shows. And I watched The Americans. I don't know if you ever saw The
Yes.
Americans. Awesome show about the Russian spies. It was awesome. We have a crew. It was Philip and Elizabeth Jennings. And if you Google it, they have a picture of them. So my crewmate Samantha, who's Italian, Samantha and I took our picture in our business suits and we photoshopped it into The Americans. So it's called The Astronauts and it looks just like The Americans. We're there with holding our guns with our little Soviet Union ties. That was a lot of fun. It's a joke. But I watched The Americans. I watched 24. They told me get a series that you never saw. I never saw 24. So I literally watched probably 4 seasons of 24 when I was in space.
It's a good one.
Watched a lot of movies. I watched Interstellar. I went to sleep listening to the Interstellar soundtrack for about a month.
Oh God, I could imagine.
And I'd watched Interstellar in Russia before I launched, and like I didn't know I speak Russian, but not very well. So I watched it in space in English for the first time. Music, back in the day, it was Pandora. So I gave my Pandora account we have a NASA family support person, and she would just hit play on Pandora and record it. And they would uplink these MP3 files of 3 hours of my Pandora station. So I would get a new Pandora 3-hour clip every week. And they had these little Bose speakers that you could float around the space station. So while you're doing your
so
experiment,
cool.
you just hit play on your Pandora station. And I have crazy taste in music. I like country. I like 80s. I like 90s. I like dance music. I like Christian music. I have all kinds of classical music. So on my iPhone today is my space station playlist, and it's like every kind of random type of music is the playlist.
Who the hell's got that?
I'm guessing you being a Gen Xer, you probably and what you ended up doing with the bulk of your adulthood, you were into science fiction movies when you were a kid. So Mikey and I recently, this was a blind spot for both of us. We went back and watched the entire Alien anthology.
Every single one.
And now we're on, and I'm finished with it, the Alien Earth series that's on Hulu. My question for you is, if you had to deal with a xenomorph on the space station, technically speaking, how would you be able to get the xenomorph off of the space station and keep everybody else safe?
Weird question.
Was there a contingency plan for that? or like
a NASA binder?
Was there a binder?
He's flipping
Was
through
there a
it?
binder on xenomorph elimination from space station? And if not, how would you have improvised that strategy?
You got to read my book, How to Astronaut. There's all kinds of questions in that. I wrote 51 I wrote about aliens, have people had sex in space. I wrote about all kinds of stuff. You got to read How to Astronaut.
How to Astronaut. What a fabulous title.
Fun. It's just like for some of my NASA survival training, we went to Alaska, and my plan was not to outrun the bear. My plan was to always have a slower astronaut. with me while we were walking through the woods. So you just had to have a slower astronaut with you with the xenomorph, and then you can't ever get rid of those things. They're like but my plan was to go jump in the capsule and come back to Earth before.
Okay, so there's an escape pod.
Oh, is there an escape
one?
pod?
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's a SpaceX capsule or a Russian Soyuz capsule, right? Or a Boeing capsule. One of the capsules is the escape pod.
Wow.
Is that fit for one or?
No. The Soyuz holds 3, Boeing and SpaceX hold 4. So if there's a
6 of you up there, though,
you want to jump in the capsule before it gets in there, like Ripley.
Yeah.
And the only Alien movie is Alien 1, the first one.
It's so good.
Agree. That one blew us
Ripley,
away.
Parker, Ash, Dallas.
Yeah.
I know the whole crew. When I was in 7th grade, I went to Ocean City, Maryland, and I read that book. And the opening word of that book is dreamers. There were 7 dreamers on the Nostromo. I remember it very well.
You know what? Maybe almost as good is the documentary on the making of that film, which is also on Hulu, and you've got to watch
I will.
it. It's
I need to watch that.
outstanding, mind-blowing.
I love filmmaking. That's what I want to do when I grow up, is be a filmmaker. So.
I have to get to some questions from our listeners.
I want to do that in a second.
Go ahead.
I want to do that. I want to do that 1 second because our listeners, viewers, they're called you people. You people are going to have questions they already have for you. And I want Mikey, and we're going to get into all that stuff in a second. But I do want to get into the reason that you're here. And you're running as a Democrat for the U.S. Senate seat in Texas. I know you've got some strong thoughts on the establishment on both sides. And I did some homework on your announcement video, and I found it interesting and that's why I love hearing your history, because in the military or in space, I love this thought, is you have debriefings after every flight. You have a mission or whatever. And then what happens after that mission? We talk about what happened on that mission, and we have honesty, and we don't think about things in terms of what other people are thinking. What went right? What went wrong? What went right? How do we do it again and better? What went wrong? How do we never do that shit again? I would think, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is that part of what you are looking at in politics here in Texas and in the United States that has drawn you to where you're headed with your Senate bid?
Yeah. Look, 100,000%. There's a million other things I'd rather be doing in life, but I just looked at things. I think they're just going in such a profoundly bad direction. And I can either sit around and yell at Twitter, or I can actually do something. And I think somebody with I was an F-16 pilot, 30-year Air Force veteran, NASA astronaut. I think that connects with Texans. We just did this event tonight in the Valley. It was great. They love me. And so I feel like, to those who much has been given, much will be expected. And I've been given a lot. I mean, this country has blessed me in a million different ways. So this is my time to give back. The launch video, Cash, that you were talking about. So my shameless plug, it's terryvirts.com, TerryVirts. And you can watch my launch video there. And what Cash was talking about, I'm running as a Democrat. I'm clearly critical of Donald Trump and MAGA, but I'm also very critical of Chuck Schumer and the Democratic Party. As an F-16 pilot, as a NASA astronaut, you have a debriefing after your combat mission in Iraq or after your space shuttle simulation. You sit down, there's no rank. Everybody's like, who did what right? Who did what wrong? How are we going to prevent that in the future? You have a debriefing. And the Democratic Party never had that debriefing. We just got our butts kicked in 2024. The American people said, we know Donald Trump's a clown. We know he's a liar. We know all the terrible things about him, but we still trust him more than we trust Democrats. And that should set off warning bells. Like, I'm in my F-16 with the warning light going off, or I'm on board the space station with the warning klaxon going off. The Democratic Party needs to go, you know what, guys? Voters don't like us very much. If you look at recent polling data, the Democratic Party has never been less popular than it is now. And I think a lot of that's unfair. Fox News, if you're in that ecosystem, in that echo chamber, you're never going to hear anything good about Democrats. There's a lot of great Democrats in Texas. I come from a working family. My family had more union cards than college degrees. I was the first one to go to college. So I'm a working man that's who I am. I walked a picket line last week with some striking workers in Houston. If the Democratic Party got back to focusing on working class issues, focusing on middle class issues, economics, healthcare, that kind of stuff, we'd be winning elections 2/3 to 1/3, because that's where most Americans are. That's what most Americans want. But we didn't have that debrief after 2024. And we just need to go, Americans, you voted against us, so we hear you loud and clear, and we're going to change to be like you are. Texas Democrats are like that. The Texas Democrats I know, I was with a bunch of them tonight. They're awesome. But as a party, we need to say that out loud and have that debrief in public square. If you watch my launch video, it's on that website, terryvirts.com. You'll see me making those points, but it's a cool video. I was in an original World War II Jeep. It's called the Bantam Jeep, which was a lot of fun. And also in my space shuttle cockpit. That was pretty cool. That was the actual simulator that I used to train how to be a space shuttle pilot. So it was pretty fun to film my launch video in that thing.
I don't mean it to be too topical at all, but this is just current. And so I'm curious, with your
Yeah.
military background and your obviously space background or whatever, your thoughts on getting all of the generals from all over the country and the world into one space to get our message aligned. It seems interesting to me. I will say that. Your thoughts on that meeting that happened this week?
You're a better politician than I am, Kat. Interesting. So I have a lot of thoughts on that. Healthy countries and healthy democracies don't bring all their generals back to hear from the boss and to make sure that they have their loyalty to the boss. Very unhealthy countries do that. That happened in 1935 in Germany. They recalled all the generals and they had to swear a new oath of allegiance. Pete Hegseth announced a few weeks ago that the press covering the Pentagon and military issues was not allowed to report on anything unless it was approved. In other words, they're not the press; they're just a press release, right? To denigrate women who serve the way he did today, or minorities, in a kind of dog whistle kind of way, made me sick to my stomach. I served with amazing women. I served with some of the best guys I know were minorities. Like, it was really denigrating. And it's profoundly disturbing. You should not send the U.S. active duty military to seize control of American cities. It just doesn't happen in democracies, and we need to have our eyes wide open. Pete Hegseth is profoundly unqualified for that job. And to be a 3 or 4-star general sitting there listening to this failed National Guard major tell you what to do is really bad. And to hear him say, we have to be lethal. What the fuck do you think these generals are? They're nothing but lethal. Like, they've spent a career going to Iraq and Afghanistan and leading troops. If you have to run around bragging about what a tough guy you are, you're not a very tough guy. And that's what I'm seeing today. But the much worse thing, when he said that we all serve at the pleasure of the president. No, actually, no. If you're an officer in the United States military, you swear an oath to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you take that obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you'll well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which you're about to enter, so help you God. There's nothing in there about Donald Trump. And Pete Hegseth just told all of our generals that they serve at the pleasure of the president, and that is profoundly un-American. It doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. When you're telling generals that they serve the president, that is un-American. I feel strongly, Cash, I could go on about that.
Watching that room full of men with a combined possibly thousands, hundreds, if not thousands of years of deep military, hardcore experience, and the way they sat there, and it's their duty to not respond, to not cheer or boo or anything, and for them to hold their silence and sit there, you have to wonder that what is going on in a lot of those guys' minds, regardless of how they would vote,
right?
Because that's kind of part of being in the military. It's not a partisanship service.
Yep.
It is something that and it seems like that ended up being more of a platform for espousing political idealism as opposed to a real plan. What do you think collectively could have been going through the minds of those guys, regardless of where they would punch their ticket at the ballot box?
Unfortunately, some of those generals are MAGA, and they were cheering it on. I know this because I was told by one of them, that was the best speech. I love that speech. And I'm thinking, we just watched Heinrich Himmler speak, so some of them were cheering it on. A lot of them were just gritting their teeth going, how many days till retirement, A good friend of mine, a guy named Ben Hodges, former NATO Army, U.S. Army and Europe commander, he's an outstanding human being. He posted a story, 1935 Germany, Hitler recalled all of his generals, made them swear an oath of allegiance to Hitler instead of to the Republic. And Pete Hegseth retweeted that, and he said, nice story, General. And Washington Post wrote about it. NBC, they've wrote about this back and forth. And I reposted it, and I said, actually, Pete, it's not a cool story. It's a cautionary tale, and it's why you should be fired immediately. And that tweet got millions of views. And so this obviously struck a chord. Yeah, unfortunately, it struck different chords with different people. I trust and I hope and I demand and expect that the generals will follow the Constitution and not fall for this oath of allegiance to Trump. That's exactly what they demanded. When Pete Hegseth said, you serve at the pleasure of the president, what that was an oath of allegiance to the president. And that should terrify every American. Why is he demanding this? Like what's going to happen that they'll have to make sure they're serving the president? That's the thing that one of the many things that scares me most is why did he say that? What was the point he was making, that you serve at the pleasure of the president? Which of course is not the case at all. They serve at the pleasure of the Constitution of the United States. That's what a military officer swears his oath of allegiance to.
Fascinating times we're living in. Mikey, let's talk about pooping in space.
Well, I had one. Can I do one follow up to that?
Back to something important.
No, we poop it in space, certainly. But it's one, because we used to do this. We did sports radio. We get stick to sports all the time, right? Like, my question is, you personally, like, are you ready for this shitstorm that you are voluntarily stepping into? Like, your life until now has been strutting into rooms as a F-16 pilot and the commander of the International Space Station. The conversation of who's the coolest guy in this room is over right when you walk into it. And you're the type of person who would not announce those things. But now you're going to have people on Twitter calling you you're drinking blood and you're a vampire lizard, who knows what. And I have one example of it. So yesterday maybe, you tweeted something about our current president, and he posted all the gold in his beautiful office, and look at this, the finest level of gold, right? So I started looking at the responses, and one person actually responded, and they're not kidding because I checked their other stuff, simply stick to space flight. Like, we get stick to sports if we ever talked politics. This guy said stick to space flight. Like, you're walking into the dirtiest room in the entire country. You're doing it voluntarily. Like, are you personally ready for this shit for the next year or two?
Yeah. It's, astronauts are like some of the most respected. Everybody likes an astronaut. There's a funny Axe commercial, by the way. Google the Axe commercial. Everybody loves an astronaut. It's one of the best commercials ever. And I want to go into Congress, which is like the least respected, most hated institution in America. They're below the IRS. And people, my astronaut friend, they're like, dude, you have a great life. What the heck are you doing? Why are you doing this? And my response is always, well, I lost a bet. I had to run for Senate because I lost a bet. But the reality is, I care about my country. I hate seeing that we're recalling our generals to Quantico. I hate seeing the American military being deployed in the states unconstitutionally. There's so many things in the Constitution being ignored, and I can't just sit around and do nothing. That's not who I am as a person. It's probably foolish. I shouldn't, I should just whatever. But my social media team doesn't let me read the comments. They're like, Terry, just delete social media. Don't ever read anything. So I'll say the thing and I don't read the comments because I have something to say and I'm not ashamed of it, and I'll say it and people can say whatever. The reality is, so much of social media is not real. Either there's keyboard warriors who would never say something to your face, but they'll say it on Twitter, or there are Russian bots. The Russians I was so proud of myself in the last election, 2020, the Russians made a fake astronaut Terry Virts account. I was like, I finally arrived in life. It was literally a fake astronaut Terry Virts account promoting Trump, and it took Twitter months to finally take it down, but I was kind of proud of that.
On that note, why do Americans and Russians only get along in space?
It's not Russians. A Russian friend of mine just texted me tonight. It's the Russian government.
Russian friends.
I have a lot, and when I do, every 5 years you had to do your security clearance, and I had a pretty high security clearance. And when I saw the boxes that Trump kept in his bathroom, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you can't have that stuff in your bathroom. That's a serious, serious, serious thing. But we can get along as human beings in a lot of ways, but their president is a fascist dictator who's killing Ukrainian civilians every day. Like, on a government to government thing, we should be clear-eyed. We should have a moral compass and realize, hey, that's bad. We should resist that. We shouldn't just disengage from it and let the rest of the world do its own thing, because of course, evil like Putin is like a weed, right? You could just ignore the weed in your yard and it's going to take over your yard, or you can go out and pull out the weed, spray some Roundup on it and kill it. It's time to spray some Roundup on what Vladimir Putin's doing and just end it now, because it's only going to get worse. My take on that has been, if Ukraine wins, this is the last battle of World War III. If Ukraine loses, this is the first battle of World War III. So I think it's very important that and it's, by the way, it's cost effective. Like, we could spend a few percent of our budget now and just end this evil threat, or we can spend a whole lot more having to fight it ourselves. And so anyway, we could talk about foreign policy forever. That's one of my passions.
All right, speed round. Some of these are dumb. Some of them are smart. 54 Don Wood. This is a stereotype, but I don't know. Do the cosmonauts keep a stash of vodka up there anywhere? And then do any knots get to bring a small personal item treat with them to the ISS? Interesting examples you may know of.
I might or might not know of. They got to read my book, How to Astronaut. I will say, on the space shuttle, we had like a roll-on bag of stuff you could bring. On the Soyuz, we had 1.5 kilograms. It was like, here, I got my Whataburger. It was like that, smaller than this, of personal stuff. So it wasn't a lot of stuff.
What'd you bring?
But yeah, I'm really good at evading questions as a good politician.
Very good.
Yeah, smart.
This is random. I kind of like it, though. There's a spot on the wall somewhere in the ISS where astronauts sign their name or write some humorous graffiti to record their visit.
Oh, my God. So there was this big storage module, and when we got stuck in space for a month, we moved it to a different hatch. And when I was done being commander, I handed it. The last thing I did, I took my crew down to this thing, and we peeled away all the bags and the racks and everything, and we got down to the aluminum structure of the space station. And I got my Sharpie out. We had a little ceremony, and I wrote a saying in Russian on the wall, and I'm sure it's still there. I don't think anybody's ever going to see it before the space station gets deorbited, but I was very proud of it. It was a Russian expression. The Russian cosmonauts laugh a lot when they found out what we wrote there.
Ultra B says, any unwritten rules when in space on the space station with other astronauts? I mean, anything that we wouldn't guess or know? Because again, 7 months and I guess you're rotating who's with you, I think, but it is relatively small quarters. What are the...
Yeah, it's just like how to be a good spouse, or how to be a good guy in your barracks in the army or whatever. Like, clean up after yourself. The marching orders I gave to my crew, I said, look, everybody has their own schedule every day. I said, take care of your business, and if you got some extra time, go around and ask anybody else if they need help. If you're behind, then ask other people so you don't get, too far behind in your schedule. And so, just like, being a good dude, or being a football player, if you're the right tackle, you execute your block. You figure out who your man is, and you don't let them get past you. If everybody all 11 men on the field do their job, you're going to win, right? Like the old Bill Belichick thing, just do your job. And so that was kind of my rule of thumb. Everybody do their thing. If you get done early, go around and offer up help. And if everybody does that, then it's a good crew. Everybody's happy, and that's the way to run things.
I do have one question.
Really? A question
that applies to just before the show. Danny Bayless passed gas right in front of my office, and he made my brother walk through it on the way to the studio.
Hi.
Crop dusting.
What happens? Yeah. What happens to gas in space? Does it stay where you can play a joke on someone and then...
Is it visible, like a floating bubble, a green?
That's a great question.
Thank
So
you.
it would, if we didn't have fans. On Earth, you have convection. There's like natural circulation of air. In space, you don't. In fact, you would die if we didn't have fans, because you breathe out CO2, so you make the CO2 carbon dioxide bubble around your head, and you would actually die. We had this emergency one time for an ammonia leak, and I ended up but you couldn't sleep in the crew quarters because the fans weren't working. So I went down to this storage module, and there was no air circulation. And every couple minutes, it was like I would get this terrible headache. I got this CO2 bubble around my brain. And I just had to sleep in the middle of the main module because there was a lot of circulation just to keep the air flow going. So yes, air circulation is a big deal. If there was an emergency and all the power went out, and somebody farted, it would just stay there. That would be a serious emergency.
Stay there.
It would be a serious
Besides the
problem.
fact that you'd lose cooling and heating and oxygen and everything else, and you'd die, but the fart would stay there and not go anywhere.
Last thing, I'm sorry, real quick.
Wow.
The
This
space,
poor guy. He's checking his
the shuttle. No, this is the last question.
Russian watch.
The shuttle lands on wheels. The Russians land on the ground with parachutes. Is that like a car wreck? Does that hurt?
It's exactly like that. So the space shuttle was a nice Air Force landing. My crew landed at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. As my commanders, George Zamka, did a great landing. As you said, the Soviet Union didn't have warm water ports. They didn't have Florida, but they did have Kazakhstan. They owned Kazakhstan.
Yagzamesh.
Being the Russian imperialists that they are.
My wife.
Like Borat. Yeah. So, and it's like hundreds of miles of tundra. It's just flat for as far as you can see. So there's a video when I do my space talk, I have a video of us landing in the Soyuz, and you're sitting there just like waiting, and it's a freaking crash. It's like driving through your neighborhood and just hitting the telephone pole. I mean, it is a crash landing. My whole body was bruised for days afterwards, but it works. It's safe. It's not necessarily the most fun thing, but it works. You don't want to be sticking your tongue out when that happens because you'll bite it off.
All right, we only have 2 hours left with Terry Virts, so we need to get to some wacky questions. My literal last question is, do you ever go to a dinner party and just please don't tell anyone who I am so they don't beat me down with the same effing questions that you are going to have to answer for the rest of your life?
I never tell anybody unless somebody else introduces me or something. When my kids were younger, I coached all their sports. I coached girls basketball and soccer and boys football and baseball, and I coached a lot of sports. And after 4 years in Little League, I think I had the same kids, and one of the dads was like, "Dude, you're an astronaut." And I said, "Yeah." "Why didn't you ever tell us that you were an astronaut?" And I'm like,
For this reason.
I wanted them to learn their first and third defense, and I wanted them to learn how to hit the ball the other way. And I didn't want to talk about space, so that's just not what I do. I now in the new job I'm in as a politician, a candidate for Senate, I probably should do that more often. But
As a politician, should Jerry Jones, the owner, fire Jerry Jones, the general
And
manager?
that's all the time we have for Terry. Thanks, Cash.
all right, let me tell you my Jerry Jones story.
All right, all right.
The Democratic Party and in Texas, Democrats haven't won in over 30 years, which is one of the reasons I'm running. I'm a candidate who actually might be able to win statewide. A standard, generic, one each Democratic politician doesn't win in Texas, which is why I'm running. And so the Texas Democratic Party is a lot like the Dallas Cowboys. Neither one of us has won in 30 years, and Chuck Schumer is our Jerry Jones.
All right.
Not a fan of Chuck, is he?
Tell me I'm wrong.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Not a
Tell me I'm
fan.
wrong.
Terry
You can
Virts.
see the website terryvirts.com. You can see me bashing Chuck Schumer on my launch video.
Go to terryvirts.com. We cannot thank you enough for joining us for the second time on some iteration of the Cirque du Sirois show. We wish you the very best of luck in your Senate campaign here in the great state of Texas.
Thanks for joining
yeah,
us,
man.
man.
Maybe as things get
thank
ramped
you.
up, you carve out a little more time for us and we can chat again. But good luck, man. I don't want to distill politics or life down to simple things, but good people
Yep.
do good things. And I can promise you, no matter what side of anything you care about, Terry Virts, who
Good dude.
we've had the fortune to meet and talk to on a few occasions, is absolutely a good person. So we wish you the very best, Terry. Thanks for hanging with us tonight.
Thank you guys. This is awesome. We'll have to do it in person.
Yep.
There you go.
100%. Thanks, man.
See you
Catch you
guys.
later.
How
See
about
ya.
that?
Bye-bye.
There he goes.
How about that?
God, can you imagine?
We can have a friend who's a senator and an astronaut. Yes,
It's
an
a big
astronaut. We already have a
moment for
friend
us.
who's an astronaut, but he can be a senator,
Right.
And then what do we get? We get the bucks.
No, that's how we get to play the Masters.
Okay, yes, we can
Okay.
play Augusta, but I think we get money too.
Why? Okay.
How do we get money?
We just get money. You get money.
That's not how it
If you're
works.
That is how it
senator,
works.
you just get suitcases of money.
You get a lot of money. You get duffel bags of money. We're that close. Don't fuck this up for me, you two.
if what you say is true, yes, that'd be great.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Okay. I don't know.
That dude's awesome.
Yeah, that's sick.
We didn't ask him the primary question of if Mary was cool in high school.
Nope, you missed the opportunity, Daniel.
More pressing issues, more pressing matters were at hand.
How good is that guy?
The best. The best, Jerry.
Can you imagine, I hope I'm getting this right, but could you imagine the difficulties of trying to fix the International Space Station from debris?
Yeah.
I mean, we have our own problems here on Earth trying to fix the debris that hits your home.
Wow.
And then, I mean, Terry knows how to just get a spacewalk.
No notes.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
but
No notes.
If you're
Because I know some people around the Metroplex who've
Right.
had debris hit and damage their roof recently.
yes. So what you're saying is if your tiny little International Space Station, I don't know, up in the 380 corridor got walloped by hail a couple of weeks ago, or it's about to get walloped, we know how to fix that.
Jam roofing.
Damn roofing.
And that does include if a satellite falls onto your roof.
oh, because
I
that's
mean,
a whole roof replacement.
Full job.
They can take
Probably
care of that.
a whole house replacement. They'll do the last part, which is the roof.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to be better at fixing your damn roof than Jam. I was walking down my street just 2 days ago with with my dog, and my neighbors were out front, and they were taking pictures of shingles.
Oh,
They had some shingle samples. And I said, whoa. Have you committed yet to a roofer? And they said, well, not yet.
This guy left his card on our fence. He's probably good.
Exactly. They were like, why do you have a guy? I was like, do I have a fucking guy?
Good.
You bet your nuts I got a guy. I got two guys.
Jeff and Matt.
That's right. From Jam Roofing at jamdfw.com. You need a hookup. You don't need the card on your front door after it rains. You need to listen to Cirque. Listen to me and Mikey and my guy on my left.
We're
His name's
friends with
Dad.
senators.
We're friends with senators and
Possible
astronauts
senators.
and the best damn roofing company in town, Jeff and Matt at Jam DFW Roofing. jamdfw.com. Go on their website now, enter your information, and when and if something goes wrong on the top of your house, you're going to call them and they're going to go, oh, wait, you signed up with the Cirque mention. That means you go to the top of the list.
Yep.
No waiting. We're going to get out to your house right away. And look, man, Jeff used to be an insurance adjuster, so he knows how to get all of the returns you deserve on your roofing
All
claim.
the tricks. All the
And you don't have
little
to
tricks.
deal with anything. They come over, you sign a couple of pieces of paper, and they're out of your hair. They probably can get it done within a day. Clean up everything. It's perfect. It's professional. It's awesome. They do rain gutters as well. And if you get your roof done with Jam, you're going to come in here and sit with us like these two knuckleheads for nothing. They're going to pay for your sit-in.
Ben's giving a thumbs down, so maybe that's not a good feature. We should.
Well, if Ben had gotten a new roof, he wouldn't have had to shell out $500 to cash.
Not to me. Not to me. I will say thank you to Texas Carter for the text. I love Space Jam Roofing.
It's just Jam Roofing, jamdfw.com. Give them a call also, 469-890-6848. We love roof.
And as we always say, if mankind is on your roof, call the Undertaker. But if anything else is wrong with your roof, call Jam Roofing. Or go to jamdfw.com. Go to break.
We never say
Now.
that.
ton of money.
No,
I don't know exactly how it works.
I know
And
you-
I've tried to explain it to you
I know you don't know.
for 5 fucking minutes.
Everyone knows that.
You don't know how it works.
Yeah, but you don't know.
I don't know exactly how it works, but I think we get a lot of money.
You're saying if we are chummy with a United States senator, money just shows up.
It doesn't just show up
Well, how do you get it?
because we deliver.
What?
Because we deliver the goods. We had them on.
You think this is going to get him elected?
Maybe.
What we swung one vote. tonight.
The needle is moved.
The 200 people that are participating in marble race tonight are going to swing the state.
How quickly will there be an Astro Terry marble?
Yeah, probably tonight if it's an easy switch. But let's just say he runs away with Texas and wins it. And then we set our sights a little higher.
For what? For what?
To 5,000 followers on
No, not
YouTube?
us. Then we're in the White House. And he's the president. President Verts.
That's a long way off, man.
Yeah, but that's why you don't have the vision that I do.
I got him on the show.
You don't have the vision
See,
that I do.
see, Mr. Delusion over here thinks that in, I don't know, like 7 or 11 years, it's going to be President Verts and he's going to be at the inauguration wearing a Cirque hoodie. That's what he's hoping for.
In the red, white, and blue colorway.
Have
That's
we
true.
ever been sort of friends?
You guys have been friends with him for a long time. This is my first time to meet him virtually.
You're friends now, though.
I am.
And senators get put in the general, nomination situation.
What? I'm sorry?
For president.
Oh,
For the big one. For
okay.
the big daddy. So all he has to do is win this thing, and then he wins a couple more, whatever. Presidente.
And then
Who's
Mikey Profite.
Who's his Veep going to be?
Prophet.
AOC?
Profite. I don't know.
don't
know.
think so.
I don't know. Like, we never do politics here, but I mean, you can't. That dude's a great dude, incredible, and yes.
That was astronaut talk, man. That was 90% astronaut
Yeah.
talk.
Could you imagine how freaking weird and how much you'd freak out if you saw the Earth, Danny?
Yeah, man.
I
Yeah.
mean, like the Earth is like down there and you're up here.
Well, that's what I was trying to get to. It's like, do you ever take seeing the Earth from far away for granted, man?
He,
Can you seriously though? I guess what you said he was what up there 7 months.
yes, 7 months.
Do you think that? I know for like the first month, any free time I had, I'd be looking out the window, right?
But I don't know. No, I bet that view gets boring after a few days.
Not boring, but you're used to it.
Yes.
I guess at some point it doesn't even feel real.
I mean, like you said, if you have 4 hours of off time before I hit the barracks, he's not just looking at the window like, oh, look at that. Look at
it
it
would
go.
be for a long time
Yeah, I think for a few days, maybe.
until the xenomorph showed up.
And then
You guys went alien on him. You went
You hear
alien on
He
him.
knew more about it than us.
did you hear something?
What was
Why is
that?
this light flashing?
What is this slime?
Ooh, is this
Oh.
the Russian girl?
God,
Are you happy with yourself right now?
he's drunk.
You could ask me that
I've got to catch up.
any day for the last few years, and the answer would be the same.
Well, that was an education.
It was. We learned a lot.
We're gonna be friends with the president. I mean, he's a great. Okay, hypothetical, right? We're not. This is not political. But if you do win a big blue seat in Texas, right? I mean, it's not going to happen. That's fine. Whatever. Hey, I'm right wing. It doesn't matter what side I'm on. But if he does that, that's a fucking big boy maneuver in the Big Brother house. That is giant for your resume.
You mean to flip this state
No,
after 30 years?
Okay,
if
actually.
he's running against John Cornyn,
Yeah.
no, not flip this.
If he wins Texas HOH, which is basically what that is,
Yes,
right?
that's a
Senate's HOH.
look. It's a giant if, and it's not gonna happen. But if he did, that puts the entire nation literally on notice. Like, holy shit, who's this guy? And then you're suddenly the hot name at Valley Ranch.
Boy, he's got all that. He's got all that equity of astronaut. too.
Exactly. And anyone who fucks with him, he's like, well, when I was commander of the International Space Station, this is what we did. And I was like, shit,
Yeah.
I can't rebut that.
He doesn't like Chuck Schumer.
He sure doesn't. Yes, because he's not a freaking.
Shill.
He's not a shill at all. Like he's an interesting guy. Anyway, I thought that was fantastic. Didn't you guys?
Yes.
Talk about that for 10 seconds while I find out what we're supposed to do on our run sheet.
I'm really excited.
What I
Oh God, I love
What I wanna-
what a that's
Jesus.
casserole.
What I want to talk about is why your dumbass was gone all last week, flying around, jet setting in PJs.
I will say that Thursday's
With
show
shotguns.
is going
Eagles.
to involve the stories of my last week, including some of that, including I am a now registered bird killer.
We're gonna have a special edition of Cash Considerations.
Oh shit.
The popular
great.
segment returns
I got to work on a new graphic.
for more than 30 seconds. which
New?
is how
What's
long-
wrong with the old one?
Oh,
I-
I've got a few
I
things
think
that are
he's
wrong with
grown since the old
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I think he's put on a couple of LBs.
Beefed up.
Yep.
The big dog has been eating his chow.
He's been eating all of his South Dakota game
Yep.
that he killed.
All of his fresh game.
Oh, and
fatty.
by the way, for each of you,
fatty
Fatty game.
pheasant has been brought back. There will be a meal. Ooh,
That was the bird.
There has been pheasant brought back, and maybe we'll have a little team dinner where I'll make some pheasant and sausage lentil stew.
How many animals did you shoot?
I want to save that for Thursday,
Just flash me a number with your hand.
but I will say I killed on my first shot.
Like figuratively, or you actually took a life of a...
Some of this, some of that.
Okay. God,
Some of this, some of that. That's a tease, Danny.
he is trying to
it's
tease it.
vague cash.
The
Yes.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
Well, he did say I killed on my first shot.
And that's why I said figuratively, because you can say, oh, I killed, but you didn't actually kill.
I killed.
I feel like when you're shooting birds, it's a literal.
pretty- yeah, it's
either
pretty literal.
Pretty cut and
Yeah.
dry.
Well, tune in Thursday
you
for
blow
the
the-
details.
I guess we'll have to wait.
There you go.
We'll
Cash
wait 2 days.
considerations
There he is.
on Thursday.
You want to make that bigger?
Do not.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit. We need 12.
Why is
we
that
need
even
12
a
more
thing?
pounds
I'm
on
just
that.
going to copy that photo, put it into Chat GPT,
GPT.
Mark
GPT, and say, make him fatter.
Make him freaking fatter.
Make him super fat.
Make this idiot fatter.
I hate you people.
Did you blow his whole stupid head off? The first pheasant you saw? How'd it work?
I don't know where I hit
Give
it.
us a little something.
It stopped flying. I shot it good. Have you guys ever been? Okay, I'm going to tell this story
There you go.
on
Give us
Thursday.
something.
Have you guys ever been on a pheasant hunt? Do you know the strategy?
Oh,
I've never hunted pheasant.
I'll say no. I've never been upon a pheasant hunt.
I will say that this is a good tease for Thursday. There is several moments where you're shooting in the exact direction of other people that are hunting with you. That is called a blocker. There's a blocker in pheasant hunting. And that pheasant hunter is on the other... Damn it! Take that down!
No.
And the blocker is on the other side of the field. And we're pressing the pheasants with dogs. By the way, the
They're
dogs are
doing
the best part.
everything. You're not
And
doing shit.
you're shooting in the general direction of blockers who are your friends. And in one situation, my wife, on the other side of the field, you're basically shooting directly above their head, which sounds
Convenient.
dangerous. But we'll get into that more. And it was an eye-opening situation. Plus, I went to jury duty this week, too. It's been a busy
You got a
week.
lot of stories,
It's been
bro.
a busy week. Thursday's going to be big.
Do not miss cash considerations on Thursday. There you go. There's a logo.
I just don't know
Take
why.
a picture
What's the
of
point?
that and save it on your phone,
Don't.
and then you won't miss Thursday. Cash considerations.
Set a reminder. Did you know that Mikey made me do a homework assignment last week? Something that I've never done.
Yes.
It's something that has happened now for 49 seasons, a TV show I have never watched, and I took in my very first episode last week.
BB or Survivor?
Survivor.
Yes.
I've never watched Survivor.
Okay, we have not spoken a word about
Nope.
this.
I even tried to text him a little bit, and he goes, shut up. I don't want to hear from you until we actually discuss this on the show.
Cool, because I have not watched yet, but obviously I will be locked in, and I cannot. Well, just thumbs up.
Okay. I told Mikey I had a few questions. All right. Number one, did you watch episode 1?
Aye.
Okay. Number 2, are every one of these 2 hours long?
No,
So
premiere.
just the opener.
Yeah, they're 1 hour.
That's awesome. Because I thought it was over you know, and
then
then
it
like,
got
wait
better?
a second, there's more. Oh, there's an hour more. Okay. All right. All right.
This sounds like a glowing endorsement.
This
See
show.
where this goes. Give him a second.
This show is ridiculous, but I can see that maybe by episode 3, I think I'm gonna.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be
Okay.
can't miss TV for me.
All
Fair.
right.
Yeah.
I told you episode 1 for all these Big
Yeah.
Brother Survivor, any of them.
You're getting familiar
it's a
with this-
setup.
yeah.
They're just meet these people.
Yes, it
There's
is.
zero like gameplay, chess pieces being moved. So I knew that was the case. Like you got to hang in for a couple few until the juice starts.
I
Squirting.
felt like,
So the juice starts squirting.
boy, it is a big cross section of society in America.
Yeah.
You know, the people that they select.
There were rocket
And-
scientists in there.
Yeah, rocket scientists, which to me were the least smart people when it came to survival skills. And
Their social game, not good.
there was one guy on there, one person that I thought that had equal or better survival skills or instincts than me.
Oh, the dread.
The older guy with the dreadlocks.
Yeah.
It's probably my age, maybe
Yeah.
older. I don't know. Everybody else on there, when it comes to building shit or making a fire, they are fucking morons.
Yeah, I think they
Like
pick people.
complete idiots.
So you
when
think
it
you
comes
would
to that?
you would kick all their asses at Camp Seta?
Okay, yeah, I would kick asses at camp seta, fire seta, tent seta, all of it, and that's just based on the number of years I was in Boy Scouts, just retaining
Okay.
that stuff. And
You could be on my tribe any day. But you're right. That's also one of the fun parts,
but
right?
it seems like that shit really doesn't matter, because the thing that I found that was so phony about it and so forced was all of these little pretend relationships that everybody's trying to make with one another.
What's
That's
phony
not
or forced?
pretend.
But if you're on that show, you know it's all bullshit. Like, you know that if
Danny,
somebody...
are you interested in winning the game?
Hang on. Yeah, I am, but I think that a lot of these people go around it the wrong way, because doesn't everybody know that if somebody comes up to you and starts trying to be your friend, you know that they're not really trying
Yes.
to be your friend.
No, but
Yes.
they are.
No.
That's the whole point. Is they're trying.
They
to,
don't have any friends either.
Right.
They're like, holy shit, yes. Okay, there's 6 of us in this room right now. The 3 of us, we have
Yep.
Madigan, we have Phil and Ben. We're thrown onto a tribe. We don't know each other. I'm like, okay, I look around, I look at Cash. I'm like, man, you're pretty good looking.
Yeah,
You look
absolutely.
pretty handsome.
Right.
I'm good looking.
Clearly.
This is an ally of mine. No, but for real, someone, you maybe, I would be like, hey man, you want to do a little work together and stick together? Because tonight we might be voting someone out, and I'm just paranoid over here that it's going to be me. And these fuckers are all talking, and they're probably talking about me. I don't have any friends. I need a friend.
And if we
it's
talk-
real, it's not fake.
Right.
They don't know each other.
If
yet.
we talk and we haven't talked to Ben,
Mhm.
and then somehow we have to end up at tribal council where somebody's getting kicked off.
Well, Ben's going to know it's him.
Well, but the point is because we talked and made friends,
Right.
he's screwed. So you have to make those relationships
Okay.
happen early.
from their infancy.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Okay, so the objective is only one team has to, at the end of the episode, there's only one team that has to cut one of their members.
So
correct?
far.
Correct.
So far.
Has there ever been
Yes.
an episode to where there's only one person left from the team, that their team sucks so bad and they just end up
merge.
killing
Merge, Danny.
Drop your buffs, Bayless.
merge. Merge.
everybody? I don't know what any of that means.
I
Drop
know.
your
Well, you
buff.
will.
So
Drop your buffs.
So there's 3 tribes, and yes, they have some formula where, and one tribe could be getting decimated where there's only about 3 people left.
Yeah.
They say drop your buffs, your little bandana thing, your color, tribe you're on, you drop it, and then you all merge into one tribe. And then I say, shit, I have a great deal with Danny. We did good at getting rid of fucking Phil and Ben. We're gonna stick together, right?
Long time coming to get rid of those two.
And you're
knuckleheads.
like, yeah, we're gonna stick together. And I'm like, hell yeah, we're gonna stick together. But then I meet Martha
Right.
from the other tribe. She's like, I got 5 votes right here. We need a 6th. If you want to jump in with us, we can clear this thing out.
And Mikey's like, cool, I got Danny.
And I go, I got Danny. And they're like, well, we kind of want to get rid of Danny. And I'm like, well,
Ooh.
fuck Danny then. Let's kill him.
right.
I don't even really like him. I just met him.
Okay, but what about this though? Okay, so like it seems to me like the best thing that you could do is have a skill. Like be good at something to where you're kind of invaluable no matter where you end up
That's
being.
early game theory.
And then also, be nice to people.
Okay. No.
And don't alienate yourself and just be completely silent. But I mean, look, if I had a team, right? Maybe I'd probably be the oldest guy on the team. I think I would use that to my advantage to say, all right, what's everybody good at? Because let's avoid having to kick anybody off of our team in the early stages. You know what?
That's the most important part.
You're really good at weaving shit. So why don't you weave this over here? You're really strong, so you should probably be the first person to go carry that barrel across out of the ocean. You're good at fishing.
You sound like the person who pitched the show Survivor and tried to convince people why it would be interesting to watch.
Right.
Because you're absolutely right. But how does that fucking weaving help us when I have to run through this mud maze and then untie this thing and get this thing unhooked?
No, I get that.
Because that is what determines which tribe of the three is eliminating someone.
Right.
So then once you lose that, you're like, fuck, do we want to stay strong and win the next bob and weave and mud and untying thing? Or do I want to keep the lady who's weaving the shit out of the thatched roof of this? She's sweet.
Okay, I guess my point is at no point did I feel like any one of the three teams had a defined leader.
They just met each other.
It's early.
But you can tell that shit pretty early on. You know,
but
have a
sometimes
little conversation.
Sometimes you are a forceful leader from the beginning, and then make you an enemy.
You don't want to be that.
Immediately.
Like
if you boss everybody around,
type.
Yes, right. But that's why it's a fascinating show, and it's a very delicate balance. And there's been people, including that guy right now, who are thrown into a tribe, and they're like, fuck, these people are driving me crazy. I just need you to listen to me. We'll have a hatch up here, or a camp up here. We'll have a fire started. We'll have coconuts. But if you start saying that, then they're like, who's this fucking guy?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck this. He thinks he's in charge? Hey, if we lose the next immunity challenge, this guy's out. So it's that delicate dance between the real people yanked out of their real lives and thrown into this shit, and you have to say, am I the same person I was back then? No, not in the eyes of these people.
But you can't disagree. I don't think you disagree with me that the team that the one girl that got eliminated from the team that had to go to tribal council was clearly the weakest person that contributed absolutely nothing at any point in the 2 hours of that show.
But their excuse was she contributed the least on the challenge that determines who goes to tribal council.
You guys are being very niche right now.
That's okay.
I have not seen the episode, and I don't know if everybody has.
Fine.
I'm just
you're presenting an excellent argument or discussion about why the show is interesting. Now imagine that magnified by 10 or 12 or 18, how many episodes?
And I think maybe the allure to having a lot of people watch it, and as popular as it is to have armchair quarterbacks yelling and screaming at the TV like I am, overthinking this thing, getting mad at everything. Maybe they'll figure it out next week.
There are many more successful live casts or podcasts than ours that do that just for Survivor.
Yeah.
It's good. It gets way, way better than what you saw.
Dude, the hook is already in his mouth, and he doesn't even know.
No, I know it's in there. Yeah. I can tell. I told you guys that I'm sticking with it. Mikey said watch 3 episodes, and then if you're not into it, then bail.
Yep. And if you pay attention, you will be intoxicated.
It's going to be intoxicated. I'm going to watch it and probably be frustrated the entire time, but I think that's part of the addiction.
Yep.
Yeah, frustrated.
It's like being in a bad relationship.
Yeah, you can be invested in bad things too.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be only
But it's not
good.
a bad thing. It's a good thing. 49 seasons.
How many episodes are in a season?
It just depends.
13.
Let's talk Cirque to Survive real quick. Not the boards yet. This is our Survivor NFL challenge.
Out.
Fuckboy out.
Like 2 weeks ago. Got picked the fucking Falcons 2 weeks ago and got
They beat 30. They got beat 30-0.
How do you pick somebody as the one team that's going to win and they get shut out like an asshole? I'm a real asshole.
We're gonna have to have a long discussion about you picking games because clearly,
dude,
it's an issue. Hold on, we'll get to ya in a sec. But Cirque to Survive, the bloodbath began.
Boy,
38 down this week. Tricky, but Packers took out 20. We got 1 or 2 emails of people asking us like, hey, a tie? Is that a win or a loss? I'm like, look, whatever the fucking default settings are. I didn't go in there.
Splash Sports, if you chose Green Bay,
exactly.
It is a loss.
I didn't go in there and fiddle with the commissioner settings. Like, I don't know. We just wanted to get this thing up.
You're not going to fix this thing.
I'm not going to fix this thing up.
Oh, wait, Mikey, you didn't design the app?
No, I did not.
Is that shocking news?
Let me just move this 0 and this 1. If I swap these two, There we go. Oh, ties or wins.
This is Mikey talking computers.
I was gonna say.
King of the internet, Mike Soroy.
That's all I do.
Pleasure.
Zeros and ones.
We lost 20, but we can't change the rules midstream, so a tie apparently is a loss. Keep that in mind. I don't know. Handicap better.
Yeah, don't get the tie team.
Yeah. Chargers took out 17. 49ers took out 1. That is 38 people got the shank this week. Their torches snuffed by Jeff Probst.
Ooh.
That includes, I got a list of a few of them. Our buddy Barrow, gone.
Oh,
Marble Legends, Garage Beer, Idiot Box, Ranch Pizza, Texas Red Raider. A guy named Conundrum, which all I did was think about how Danny, we need to bring it back and put him in the wind tunnel of knives. What was it? For those that don't know, we had a segment or a game show called Conundrum.
So
It was not a game show. It was a display of insanity and absurdity.
That sounds like us.
And we did it. You did most of it, but we did it together. We're like,
Conundrum.
Reiner's going to play Conundrum.
He didn't know what it was.
And he's like,
"What do I do
okay.
here?"
And the point of the game is just pure insanity. There's really no
No,
point.
the point is to insult the person in whatever situation they're in.
Well,
remember?
Oh no, because there was a hall of
was a
insults
hall
that
of
he
insults.
entered.
Yeah, oh.
He got a question wrong, and he entered the hall of insults. We're like, your cover bands are terrible.
Yeah. The only reason anybody goes to see your stupid band is because you used to be on the ticket.
But that was within Conundrum. Conundrum was beautiful.
I don't think your guys are explaining Conundrum well.
I don't remember what it
I'm
was.
getting so
We
many.
need
I
to
don't
go
even know
back
what the
and
point
we need to go back and listen to one. Maybe we can pull one from the Freak Archives and play some snippets and see if it's something we want to do.
And Danny literally had like 25 like sound bites for the board op, Jasmine or Jamise, excuse me, at the time, or whoever it was. And it was just all 25 different one. Conundrum. Conundrum.
Conundrum. Evil music.
Like, I think we got enough, Danny, but let's have some fun with that. And then within Conundrum, he had eliminated.
Yeah.
You've been eliminated.
The Eliminator.
Eliminated.
So many. And I'm like, just send all those to Madigan. I don't even know what the hell the game will be, but we'll play some Conundrum.
I don't know how to play Conundrum.
I don't either.
80 audio files for you guys.
Conundrum eliminated from the Cirque du Survive. Steven Frisco, all gone, all in the in memoriam video package.
Who
at the
lives?
show.
Do you know?
82 total deaths confirmed so far here on Football Island.
How many left?
97 of the 179
Slashed in
that
half by
started.
week 4. Is that uncommon?
No, that's about right, I think.
It's probably about right because
Yeah.
it was kind of mild the first couple weeks. 97 out of 197 that started remain in the fight for $4,000.
I've been pretty lucky so far that I haven't had to use any power teams.
You're still in?
Yeah.
Danny and I
That's
are
what I was thinking.
still
I
in.
I overthought it. I was trying to save some good teams for later, and I fucking picked the Falcons like an asshole.
I had the
Look at me
Texans this week
on
who
the sidelines.
shut out the Titans, but it was still not fun to pick the
Texans.
Texans.
Yeah.
That's still a little scary.
All right, well, that's basically what I did. It just worked out better for you.
But I will say, for the first time, we're at what, 98? What did I say? For the first time after I saw 38 go down, I was like, $4,000.
It's almost like
Come
having a
on.
senator.
I can use that
That's
money.
like owning a senator. Well, I want to stay alive, and we're going to stay alive, but
I'm proud of you guys. Good.
you don't want, I mean, you do want to, but imagine getting down to the last week or two where it's like, there's $4,000. There's 3 of us left.
Mhm.
What are they fucking paying?
God, I hope that happens.
We hope we get to that position.
Yeah.
Stay alive.
If it's you versus me, we're splitting the cash. We already agreed on that.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember
last
hearing
week.
that. I don't remember hearing that.
You said that.
Off air.
Oh.
He's Danny Bayless. That's Cash Soroy. Je suis Michel Sirois. We're also playing another football effing picks thing, and it's called D's Picks with Friends. I don't know. We have 2 JPEGs, Madigan. First one, please, which would be this week's results.
All right, I don't want to look at this.
I need you to look at this.
I don't want to
and I need you to look good and hard. Readers on. Bingo card.
Thank you for pointing it out, dude. I see it. I effing see
It's
it.
bigger for you if you,
got
don't
the
want to get your
Cowboys.
glasses out?
This effing F-boy went 1-9. And you did it in a week where we had sober-ass Jake Kemp go 10-0.
And they got all their trips
They had all their trips. We had none of our trips.
All right, I had a fucking problem.
And by the way, fuck you, A&M. You couldn't come up with half of a point. Half of a point. Aggie should have won that game by 30.
Did you watch it?
Yes.
The
I've watched
funniest
so
thing-
much stupid fucking football since this thing started. You think I want to watch this shit? I don't care about football.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I'm just. I want to
Get
see.
into football
I want to see
snacks.
now that I want to see Derek Lively now that he's 7'3" and had a growth spurt.
Yeah.
I love Saturdays because Danny just texts me randomly, and I'm out doing something. He's like, "Motherfucker." I don't. What are we looking at?
Iowa State football game that I would have
Iowa
never given a
State.
shit about.
This is fucking
Special
up-
teams.
This is fucking up my whole world. I was telling Danny before the show, like the fact that we've got to pick on Thursdays with these assholes from the dumb zone fucks me up. Like on the weekend, too. I like to make personal bets and stuff too.
God.
Well,
You're such a strong handicapper that if you just had an extra day,
didn't I tell
you'd
you?
really be.
Didn't
you'd
I
re-
tell you?
You'd grind
Didn't I tell
out.
you this was gonna happen?
You'd get the scalpel and really grind out
what
some
did you
fucking winners.
expect?
I'm trying.
What'd you expect
If I don't
for
get
him
any
to
fucking
console
good,
you?
if I don't get any good fucking vibes in this room, what the fuck's gonna happen at Dumb
This
Zone?
is what you need.
Oh no, it's not.
We're
what I
giving
need.
you what you need, and I'll show you why. Look at this next thing. This is a season-long fucking job. 5 games back. Season-long. Check the bottom of your screen. 12-28.
It's not good.
0 for 4 on triples. 5-10 in college. 7-18 in the NFL.
I need to make some,
Mr. Dog Shit.
I need to make some.
Is that his new nickname?
Yes.
Mr.
Let's hear your signature bark.
Mr. Dog Shit.
12-28.
This is not good.
All right, hey, my commitment. Look at me, both of you. Guys.
I can't.
All right, fuck you guys. If you don't believe in me, then
Why would we believe in you?
Well, look at me now.
All right. Clean slate.
I am going to commit. Danny, I need your eyeballs.
All right.
Fuck you.
Go.
guys. No.
No,
I'm-
what? What's your commitment?
To better.
To better?
To better.
Okay.
Fucking.
I commit to better. From this point on,
He's your brother.
I commit
What
to
am I
better.
supposed to do? Drive to his house and
I was certain that I was the strength
Touch
of
his
this
computer.
team.
He picked the Saints and the Falcons.
that's when
No
shit
one's
went,
picking them.
that's when shit went haywire. Is when you triple played the Saints. And we're like,
I know.
all right,
That's
maybe he
when
fucking
we
knows
knew
something.
something
Oh no,
was
they got
wrong with you.
annihilated.
Maybe
All
he
right.
knows the senator. Well,
I'm gonna.
Would you put that back up? That second.
I'm
one?
gonna better.
Yeah, I like that second one.
Look at all the red. You're 2-2 in Cowboys. Look, it's not even about me. I've gotten a little lucky. I'm doing okay. Jake's right there. Danny's right there. 2 out of the top fucking 3.
How are you right up
balling? Balling.
I'm grinding, man.
On what?
And then turds,
You have no
turds,
idea.
and then cash.
I can't be this bad the whole season. I
And
mean,
this fucking guy Jake luckboxed a 10-0 just to steal the lead from us, basically. But a 10-0
Fuck
and a
Jake.
1-9,
That flips the state right there.
He flipped the state. He turned it red.
Green?
Yellow
What
and
color is Dumb
yellow
Zone?
and
What
blue
color
make
are we?
green.
Dumb Zone's red, but Cash seemed to have gotten more red.
Gosh, got a lot
yeah,
of
but
that.
red is bad in
You need
that
to follow
situation.
the branding and go for
And
orange.
red is good in general, but not in this situation. I'm going to better.
Give one fuck.
I'm going to better.
Because this guy was on a fucking reload in his
Falcon trip.
Falcon Hunter. The Falcon Hunter was busy when he had to pick
Yeah, we said that you were out hunting falcon
a couple of these things.
Bald eagle.
and that.
Do better. We can do better. Let's not lose. Let's fucking win. It'll benefit us. It'll help us. How about you people?
All you people.
1-9.
She.
You motherfucking people.
1-9, and his one win was a tie. Don't forget that, Mike.
Is that right?
It was the Cowboy game. His one win was a tie.
Well, no. His guy was +7.
Oh, that's
So he did win.
yeah, you're right.
I want
All right.
everybody to know that I'm going to be better.
Speaking of you people, there's something we want you people to join us at and participate in. And it's with our friends at Rivian. And the website you need is rivian.com/bigtex. RIVIAN.com/bigtex.
This is big.
Okay. We're going to take a minute or two on this. This is a sign up and win amazing shit deal. Rivian.com/bigtex. There's all these Texas-y things they're giving away, but not just like nonsense. They're giving away massive prize and $11,000 worth of handmade goods from craftsmen right here in Texas, the Lone Star State. There's a custom pair of cowboy boots from Graham Ebner Bootmaker, a table from Forest Design Company, $2,000 gift cards to Texas Heritage or Odin Leather Goods. You can sign up for this thing, and it costs you nothing. All you got to do is plug your name, your email into this bad boy. And Rivian is an electric car maker. And okay, if there's a genie, right, lamp,
Here we go.
a lamp, and I rub the lamp, and the genie comes out, I'm gonna say, make our podcast successful.
After that,
And then the genie is like, look, I don't do podcasts or live casts. All I do is fucking cars. I will grant you any car you want. And I'm like, all right. I'll be honest. I want a 1987 Buick Grand National.
Grand National.
And the genie would be like, you know what? Fuck, everybody asked for that. Obviously, you want a Grand National. The other car I would ask for is a new-ass Rivian. We met Stu down in Austin. He took us for a ride in this thing. 0 to 60 in 3 seconds.
You know how fast that is, Danny?
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced that kind of speed?
I mean, I get Terry Virts back on to do the calculations, but I have a good feeling that's really quick.
Stu cranked it over that cool bridge that goes right into downtown in Austin. And I was expecting it, and I was ready, and I couldn't effing believe it. These Rivians are so shit hot. I want one more than anything. I'll never have one because they're pretty high end. But look, that's not the point. If you're looking for a new car, yes, consider a Rivian. But giveaway, Rivian.com/bigtex, and you can win amazing stuff. And I don't know how many people are signed up for this. So load this thing up, get your name signed up. These Graham Ebner boots, right? I'm not going to say I knew who this was before today. Graham Ebner Bootmaker, they're giving away a pair of these custom made boots. They cost $8,000 for a pair of boots.
What?
$8,000.
Completely custom to your foot.
They're customizing it to your foot and probably like what designs you want and shit on them.
Are they made of like?
They're made of leather. They're made of premium leather.
Are they
Yeah,
made
he
of?
hand cuts those intricate designs in each
Oh yeah, there's a
pair
set
are
right on the
different.
right
He
there.
doesn't make two pairs of the same boots.
It sounds like it's made of like endangered species.
That's
No.
your department.
It's made
No.
of pheasant and falcon.
Oh,
Forest
then I'm in.
Design Company makes these tables, and that one honestly doesn't even do it justice. The one in the lower third, because there's ones with like the quartz, like rock mixed through the table. They're giving one of these things away.
Completely custom. This is just an example of something that they've made in the
Right.
past.
So the most important thing is for everybody to go to Rivian.com/bigtex.
Yes.
That is the most important thing that you need to even hear right now.
Yeah. Go to Rivian.com/bigtex. I'm going to do it the second the show ends and sign up. I sign up for a lot of stuff, a lot of sweepstakes these days.
I want that
Fine.
table.
What would you do with
Oh,
that
looks
table?
nice.
I would swap it out with the
table.
one that I currently have.
Living room.
A
Then I
better
put those,
table.
put those sweet boots underneath it.
You're probably not going to win both,
You don't know that.
Danny. I think there is some bit of an issue if you win both of the main prizes. But
And I'm going to win marbles and Cirque Du Survive.
a clean sweep for Danny Bayless.
That's right.
Please support these guys, and because we have a big event coming up with the Dumb Zone, with Rivian, with ourselves at the State Fair. There it is. It's the Rivian rivalry. It's October 11th. It's the day of Texas versus Oklahoma. It is Cirque Du Sirois against the Dumb Zone, and we're playing a little toss the little beanbag into the front truck of the Rivian. Cash, take it away.
No, the front trunk is, I think, what you were going to say.
Yeah, what I said. The front trunk.
You said
front trunk.
You said front truck.
Front trunk.
Well,
We're going to war.
Faster, doesn't.
We're going to war with idiot Jake and stupid Dan.
Hey, Jake, sober now. Shaky hands.
Yeah.
He's not going to frickin' be able to handle the pressure.
He still hasn't gotten rid of the DTs.
Of course.
Beanbag's going to be flying into the cotton bowl.
So if you go to the Texas OU game, the real battle is going to happen prior to the game. And we're going to be out there tossing shit into a Rivian.
Yeah.
Come say hi. We'll all be there.
For real, come say hi. If you're going to Texas OU at the Cotton Bowl, we're going to be there noon at the truck zone.
High noon.
High noon.
I was at the state fair yesterday, and it's a hoot.
Yeah.
It is a hoot.
I had a real grand old time there.
Boy, you're using old-timey verbiage.
But you didn't shoot us a cold open.
I mean, what are you
He did
doing?
not.
I wasn't prompted, and I forgot.
No, for real. We're very excited to partner in any way with Rivian because they're effing incredible. And we're going to play some.
Are those
cornhole.
Rivians?
Those are yeah.
Look at
those are.
those.
Danny,
Those go
Danny.
0 to 60 in 3 seconds.
They will
Look at
also be
that.
available for test drive at this event, or you can go to the Knox location right now. Tell them Cirque sent you. They'll toss you the keys. Boom.
Yeah.
Test drive.
Johnny, the GM, runs things over at Knox, right west, I think, of 75 on Knox Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
And for real, if you're in the market in any way for a new vehicle, I mean, these are higher end vehicles, but try this thing and push the vertical pedal on the right and boosh. I want one more than anything.
It's got
boosh.
good merging power.
0 to 60 in 3 seconds. No joke. Rivians are awesome. Stu is awesome, and he's been partnered with Dan and Jake for a long time, and we're happy to kind of merge a little bit and hang out with those boys. We're doing it at the State Fair, so come on out if you're going to Texas OU. Right around noon, we'll be there, and we'll take them down in your name. But you know what? Back to the other lower third again. Sign up for this effing thing.
All that matters.
Yeah, that's what they're tracking.
Rivian.com/Big Tex.
Yeah.
I don't care if you remember anything.
$8,000 boot.
Don't worry about Terry Virts. Don't worry about all the shit about Danny farting earlier. The only thing you have to know is Rivian.com/Big Tex.
Multiple $1,000 gift cards. Anyway, sign up and maybe win something cool.
Nice graphic, by the way. Is that you, Madigan?
Yes.
Well
Who
done.
else?
Well,
Thanks.
done.
Madigan.
I don't know. I thought Cash might have pitched in for
I thought it
once.
was pretty cute.
No.
He's underwater.
We did discuss because I looked at the list of prizes and I was like, oh my God, $8,000. Is there any conflict if I pull a dub here?
I don't know what you're saying.
I think it's like a mixed area. Like if I sign up, which I am going to right when the show ends, because I want my name in the hat. But
What?
then suddenly I win something huge. Like I didn't do anything.
You're just one of many.
Like is there fine print that's like, oh, nobody can-
Probably.
Yep.
But you'll already be driving away with the car or the boots
I
or
don't
the
think there's
table.
a car. There's not a car.
I mean, did
But
I
I'm
say
gonna
boats?
I'm gonna get them
You
damn
did.
boots. All right, you people, it's where you ask questions and make comments. If you want to do it on Discord, you can do it and follow us there. I check in periodically, or fire away in chat if you like. Any questions you've had, maybe about Terry Virts, anything else, we will answer. So Madigan, what have you?
You know that Hootie and the Blowfish song where Hootie says, "I'm such a baby because the dolphin made me cry"? Cash and Mikey, have the dolphins made you cry recently?
I mean, dude.
No, we had a victory last night.
Yeah, we're a big winner.
But Tyreek snapped his entire leg
Good
in half.
Lord.
You see that?
You saw it?
Gruesome. Yeah.
And then smiled and waved to the crowd.
I saw a still photo of it, and knees aren't supposed to bend that way, folks.
Done for his career?
No, definitely not. But not ever
Definitely
going.
not?
No, but definitely not ever going to be the same. I mean, you know, he had surgery. There's no nerve damage or whatever, but that guy just had his knee completely torqued around.
Yep, that's big
and his whole
rehab.
thing is speed and whatever. And
That's his super.
it was the most awful. It was
31
as a Dolphin fan. I didn't cry, but I felt melancholy and infinite sadness.
31-year-old.
Infinite.
Thank you.
That's funny.
Thank you.
That is funny. 31-year-old wide receiver who counts on shiftiness. Career over.
No.
Like he'll suit up again and what?
He definitely will.
The
play.
average speed and still tiny.
But the thing is, the fastest thing ever right now, before the injury,
Mm-hmm.
he will absolutely play again and be
For your Dallas Cowboys.
The
or
latest
back with the Chiefs. Not sure.
hope for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sure when I was a kid, the Dolphins made me cry a lot. I'm an adult now. I have grown to understand that football really doesn't matter at all. Sorry. Newsflash.
Cash feels that way when he makes his picks every week.
Gambling matters. Picks
don't-
matter. Fantasy matters because you have money on the line.
Why does this show always have to devolve into kicking me in the?
I'm not
crotch?
kicking you in the
know. I
nuts.
didn't
Well,
go
Danny
1 and
just
9.
did.
Welcome back.
1-9. Mr. Shit.
Mr. Shit.
Jesus. We can't.
I can't have that many nick.
Danny and I can't
Pigman
build.
dog shit.
Can't fight out of a 1-9 bag.
Pigman dog shit. Well, I mean,
Big man, Mr. Shit, big dog.
I just combined them all.
Dolphins don't make me cry. Football. I don't cry over football.
I will cry.
Madigan.
Did any of y'all listen to Ben and Skin this afternoon? I would love to hear your take on the Dubai comedy show that's bringing in so many American comics for tons of money.
I did listen to a little bit of them this afternoon. Yeah. But it was a really fucking long commercial break, so I went back to my podcast. I don't know,
What
man.
the fuck are we talking about?
Well, it's okay. So Dubai is having a big comedy festival. I know that in itself is quite goddamn funny.
I know.
All right.
And there's some pretty big name comics that have taken big. You talk about big satchels full of money.
Yeah.
They must know a lot of Dubai senators because some of the talent
Dubai
fees that these
senators?
it's a callback.
Got it.
That's where you get money from, Cash?
Yeah, you get money from senators.
Knowing senators?
Some of the purses for these dudes are, I think the big names are exceeding well over $1 million per. I think you got Chappelle, Louis C.K., Pete Davidson, I believe.
Well, that's
which
the one
is the irony of that is
yeah.
like Pete Davidson's going to go make the guys laugh that killed his dad. You know,
We didn't kill his dad.
we didn't.
Someone in this room probably did.
No, but
So this is the live
so there's a
golf
lot
of
of
comedy.
a lot of consternation around the comics that have turned it down or that are speaking out against it, saying it's like really you're. But I mean, look, didn't half of the golf world pretty much do the same thing? And right,
You like money, Danny?
it's like
I would like to say that the Saudis should support the Cirque Du Sirois show.
There you go.
But the thing that's interesting too is that one of the comics that it was a female comic. She was offered the gig, turned it down, but she did receive a list of rules and regulations that they had to abide by, and they're pretty strict.
No way.
As you can imagine, they don't want them making fun of anything cultural or governmental in the Saudi region.
what are we
Like
doing
all
here?
that stuff is off limits. So basically, these comics are. Like Louis C.K., he's by his own doing or undoing, he's probably had a rough few years by his standard.
Dude, yeah.
So if you're going to
Take
give me
$1 million
$950,000 to go do a 45-minute set,
and go play the chalk.
This
The
is like-
same shit you would say.
Yeah,
if you're in
but
New York,
no.
no
how bad do you need the
specialized.
money, or how bad do you want the money?
It's going to be like Ricky Gervais doing the Golden Globes.
You think they're going to get near the line?
I think absolutely. You telling me Pete Davidson is not going to
Make a 9/11 joke.
They're all not trying to die while they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember
Good. They want the check. And
I
they
just
want
think
what
that
was it? Just like 6 or 7 years ago, that what was the guy's name? Khashoggi.
Yeah.
He didn't leave there without his head.
that's
with his
not,
head.
That's not quite right. But
What if one of them goes ham? Pete Davidson, fine. Chappelle. Is there any world where they're like, we need to speak to you about
in private.
some issues in
Yeah,
private?
can you stand next to that sword?
Can you stand right under that sword, please? The sharp one, the sharper
no,
one?
no, that's not a target behind you. That's just that's art. I think that it's comedy, and there's no way in hell that anybody with any comedy balls, Dave Chappelle is going to.
Say what, you think he's going to say whatever he wants and just
No. Not say whatever he wants, but there's no way in hell he's not going to make jokes about, yeah, I'm taking the money.
Okay, fine.
I'm here for the money.
But will he respect the line that
Yeah.
that piece of paper that female comedian showed everybody
What I'm saying is that is what
and not cross it?
genius comedians can do is speak to
Dude,
public.
okay, fine.
Yeah,
okay.
but you're in Saudi Arabia. Whoever determines that, it's going to be so subjective by their standards on what is going to be okay or not okay. You might be able to make it back to America with your head. You might not make it back to America with your check. They may determine it's like, you know what, that crossed an imaginary line.
I promise
and
you,
we're not paying you.
I promise you that anybody at that level is going to get their check ahead of time.
Okay, that might be true. But why put
They're not gonna
any
show.
envelope? Just do your greatest hits.
No, that's true.
Play it safe. I mean, not even safe. Just why even like this is the time? Is it going to be on Netflix? I don't know. Like, is it going to be?
Well, it will be the biggest effing
like,
thing.
just go do your fucking
whoever-
set. Do your hour-long set and get out of there.
And that's-
Thank you for the obscene check.
That's fair. But whoever pushes the line the farthest will get the most press and we'll get the most money afterward.
Who cares?
It's not a one-time job. I think that there will be multiple people, I think, that will push the envelope. At that level, those guys or girls are beyond reproach.
You show up, give me the big check.
What are they going to do? Get shot?
I'm going to do my set.
They're not going to get shot.
That's the point. Who gives a shit? Just do what they're paying you to do.
Right.
This is my funny set. Thank you. Goodbye.
No.
Why even fucking...
That's Seinfeld, right? That's, hey, you guys.
Seinfeld's
Fat
not
Albert you just did?
I think the point you're trying to make is that the comics that we just listed, those three, Davidson, Louis C.K., and
Yes.
Chappelle, they're all envelope pushers. Seinfeld's not.
Correct.
Seinfeld's clean and safe. I don't think he's part of it. But it's expected that something
Like, what are you paying
comedically
for?
subversive is going to happen over there, right?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
They're going to take some jabs.
Yes. And otherwise, why would they go? Or
Well, the jabs, like he said, though, will be for that much money, I would do anything. That. Like, joke about the money they were paid.
Yeah.
Not about
there's going to be
beheading journalists, huh?
Hold on. What makes the greatest comedians great is that they are intelligent enough.
Thank you.
They can make their message known without saying the obvious. And that is exactly what those guys will do. Dave Chappelle, I promise you, will have the most cloaked, brilliant jab at the assholes giving me all this cash. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that anybody of that. What has made them so great is their ability to talk about human nature and talk about culture and talk about the political climate in a way that sounds in the room like it's okay, and then when you think about it for a second, it's like, oh shit.
What
That's
did
what
he
makes
really
them-
mean?
Yeah.
What?
What was he really
He
saying?
wants to see the entire woman's face in public.
Wait a minute. Nose and mouth? All right, do marbles. F it.
Marble race.
Ding, ding, ding.
I mean, do you have a problem with them doing it at all?
I don't care. No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding. And you might.
I don't know if I do or not. I haven't given it enough thought. I don't know.
Yeah, if this was the Cirque du Sirois show brought to you by Riyadh Season.
Look, dude, desperation. Desperation. You make different decisions depending on how desperate you are, for sure. So I can't say unequivocally one way or the other what I would do. I don't know.
And there's a lot of like morality, but then
Can we talk about marble
how many
races?
commas is that?
Talk about morality. I mean, I'm sure they've taken plenty of money from organizations based right here in our own country
here, you wanna
that are pretty fucking unethical too.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it with,
Danny, I
with
thought
our
we were-
guests in studio,
I
but
thought
I
we were
think
talking politics.
the largest oil
then
refinery in the
suddenly-
state of Texas is Saudi owned. I believe it is.
Probably.
It's a marble race.
And we like the F1 race that's coming up, and golf and soccer.
If people don't know how to play this game, Mikey, how would they know the rules?
God,
Okay.
Madigan, that's a great point. Thank you for.
I've been thinking about running for senator of this
Oh,
state.
my
and I have
God.
some platforms that I want
That's
to
the
stand
job you went
upon.
with.
Primary job is get your ass to get in this game with a marble. It's quite simple. All you have to do to play marbles is type what's between the two lines below, ! Play. If you're on Twitch, you're already in this mofo. If you're on YouTube, you can jump over to Twitch if you like. It's not scary. It's pretty easy. It's all very intuitive. ! Play in the chat. You're going to have a marble. There's no skill involved whatsoever. Gravity always wins, as Radiohead has taught us. And then down they go, and somebody wins. And ultimately, somebody wins thrice, and they win $500 in their pocket and $500 to the charity of their choice.
So I've been gone for a minute. I'm sure you guys have fucked everything up. So the last news, I have no idea who won. Is this 38, this show?
39.
39. So there has been there 2 marble races or one?
Just one.
All right, so I don't know who won the last one.
I think just one. Was there 2?
No, he missed 2 episodes. That's 2.
Yeah, because the Thursday night
He
that
missed
we
1 bingo and 2 marble race.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't have the.
I'll go back and look at the streams and get you the winners.
So I do know that Coke Gorilla 1310
Coke Gorilla.
Kong. I don't know. I can't read it.
It's even more entertaining.
Has won
That was Lawrence
twice.
Taylor's.
That's the one that has to not win tonight because it's $500 out of my pocket.
Oh, look at that.
And what is that?
He's going to space with Terry.
So we have to find out
Good
who
Lord.
the other winners are. We're in a point right now to where I don't know if somebody wins the third.
Nobody's won it twice.
You
I'll
could
tell
pull
you.
up
No,
YouTube
no,
and
no.
look at the last streams if you want the answer right now.
Well, I don't have it.
We can't do that right now. Coco Gorilla 1310 is the
Coco
only
Gorilla.
two-time winner. That's the only candidate to rip a G out of your pants pocket
You may be doing a set in Saudi Arabia.
right now.
Coco Gorilla comes in first tonight.
So right now, the only thing we need
I
to
would
root
go
against is
straight
Coco Gorilla
to Saudi Arabia.
winning this thing, and then we'll figure out.
$2,000 and a flight and a decent hotel.
Oh, because
And I'll give you the worst comedy set you've ever heard. What's up, Rian?
What's with all the beige?
How about that flight in?
Hey, what's with the beige? Get a marble in this race.
I got one.
Oh, I don't even do
We've
mine
never
yet.
played this track before.
New one?
So there's the Plinko board into a vault, into the crevasse, which then look at those. What are those little fucking
those.
Let's take a
trampolines?
guess.
Viper teeth.
Shooters.
Someone's going to say fallopian tubes. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
No,
That's what
I
I was
wasn't
waiting
even
for.
thinking
Go ahead,
Go
Cash.
ahead.
Well, if you look at it.
Bam, there I go. I'm
right,
in. 186. That's me. That's my guy.
This one
w-
doesn't look like fallopian tubes. It looks like a pee-pee.
okay.
It's called diversity.
Does the
You're
pee-pee
welcome.
sparkle?
Don't DEI my marbles. Don't need no wieners in there.
I told you before, Danny. You remember when I told you about pee-pee sparkling?
Meets my pee-pee sparkle.
Yeah, we were on a road trip. Like on a road with
Yeah.
humps. And we went over like some big hump, and Bill was hauling ass. And Cash sticks his head up there and goes, "Ooh, that made my pee-pee sparkle." Which is brilliant. Ooh.
Is that what you tell the ladies when you get aroused?
Right after.
I wouldn't say that. Is that the sexiest thing that you could say? Is that the most dominant? Baby. What you just did to me.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, girl,
made
you so
my
fine. You
pee-pee
make my pee-pee
sparkle.
sparkle.
But it did.
That could be a compliment.
Somebody roll audio.
I would hope.
Roll audio and do that at home.
Or a trip to the doctor.
Put that
Your
in.
pee-pee is sparkling,
Put that in
please.
my Hinge bio.
ER.
Looking for a woman to make my pee-pee sparkle.
Lovely woman with special talent.
Enjoy long
Like
trip to
play.
Riyadh.
Riyadh season.
Must like comedy.
All right. How many people?
193 athletes. ready to
244
fucking
people
rock.
watching on Twitch and only 193 people in. Press exclamation point play if you are on Twitch and you get a marble that could win you big bucks.
At least 40 of those sweet bastards have fallen asleep.
Yeah, they're just out cold, but we'll take the stream running. We appreciate that. Z Baker with a bunch of gift subs for the
Thank you
squad.
very much.
Hell yeah.
Z Baker, you're a genius.
Exclamation point play to get in this thing.
I might win
Whose
tonight.
raccoon burger is this? It's really creative.
That's me. That's Shale. That's Big Shale.
So creative.
All right, 200 are in.
So creative. So bored.
How much
the
did
way
that
she
cost
said
you?
that.
$5 to make a raccoon burger?
I did it so long ago, I'm not even sure. Look at that. Oh, me a piece of drums.
Like the eyes glow in and out.
Fucking Joey's. So
How do people get these
hardcore.
balls?
So you have to
go on the thing
You have
and,
to
and
download
click.
Steam.
I'm so jealous of all their balls.
Download
all the
Steam
balls-
and sign in and run marbles on stream, and then you can go in and you can edit your thing.
Yeah.
For anybody who's curious.
Edit
All
your
right, Danny,
thing.
listen to Madigan.
Look, we get Danny's in the race.
I'm in.
He's on Twitch.
That's right.
Do you think we're going to get him on Steam to download marbles
Mikey,
on
hold on.
Steam
Didn't you, let's
to upgrade
Hey
his
guys,
marble?
I upgraded my marble skins.
Hey, look at
Hey,
this.
look at me. Forget Danny for a second, dude.
I spent a couple
you and
hours
me
on Steam last night.
have gotten him to the point to where he's watching Survivor.
Watching fucking Survivor.
He's
I'm
doing-
playing your stupid marble game.
God, it's
what more
so-
do you want from
He's
me?
degenerate gambling
It's
every
so great.
Saturday and Sunday.
It's so
He's
great.
into football now.
More do you
Watching
want?
football?
God,
happening?
Turning into one of
you're
you.
almost a Sirois. One of you.
Shave my head,
I am one of you.
put on 80 pounds like Cash.
What the
Thank
fuck?
you. Thank you. Pigman is in this race.
I
Are
love
you
you,
in this race?
Rutherford. I love
Exclamation
you,
point
Rutherford.
play if you'd like to have a ball in the race. We're going to start this marble race in exactly 10 seconds.
Yes.
No, we're not.
Exclamation point Pigman in the chat.
That doesn't.
Gets you an extra big marble.
I have a quick story I wanted to tell you guys. It's just
okay.
a few
Okay.
minutes long.
Oh.
We're starting this race in 9 seconds.
By the way, you knuckleheads need to go see that movie. I want to review that thing on Thursday.
All right, next. Oh, this Thursday?
Can you go tomorrow?
I can't go. I can't go in one day.
What are you doing tomorrow
2
that's so
days.
goddamn
We have all
important you
day
can't go to
Wednesday and
one
Thursday
movie?
until
Sales
6.
meetings.
Okay.
Oh, you got sales
What about
meetings?
tomorrow night?
That's
him
your
do it.
best
Hold on.
joke of the whole
If he's
show.
Sales
That would be-
meetings.
Yes.
What about
Line of the
tomorrow
night.
night?
You act like
You
I'm.
have a hot date?
You act like I'm sitting at home all day on my Xbox playing Pressure Wash Simulator.
Only someone on level 10 would say that.
Which is a difficult game and calming for the anxieties of this cruel world.
You want to know why we don't have any accounts?
Danny,
I'm sorry, I'm
Because
busy
the whole-
eating love.
Pressure washer simulator, man.
what a game.
That's how he's whiling away his valuable days.
You think this miniature golf course could have pressure washed itself? You got to upgrade your hosels, and you can do it in no time
hosels.
flat.
But you got to get on stream
Some chemicals.
to upgrade
And
your
hostels.
hostels.
You can sponsor all this by going Cirque du Sirois at gmail.com.
Yeah, just email us, circustor@gmail.com.
and you can be part of all this genius.
or some rich friend you have that has a cool company. Get him to do it. We're starting this race in 7 seconds.
Dear God, this is about to happen.
We're starting.
I'm so hard.
We're starting this race in 6 seconds, but I'm going to tell you a story before we get there. It's going to be a short one. So I picked up Vita the other day, and we went to Popeyes because she loves Popeyes. I love Popeyes.
Same.
We picked up tons of spicy chicken thighs, biscuits, a whole setup. We're the only ones in there. We make our order, right? We're starting this race in 4 seconds.
You guys dined in?
No, it was all to go. We
doing
make
a
our
setup,
order. It was a
Danny.
pretty significant order. Only people in there, and they're playing this cool, New Orleans jazz music, and
How
I
are
try
they
to
playing it?
cheer her up. And she and I, we literally danced in the Popeyes. I'm like, you want to dance? She's like, yeah. She laughed. We're dancing in the Popeyes as we're waiting for our food to get prepared. This race begins in 3 seconds. I looked at her neck, and Vita, who my dad used to race boats for Al Copeland, who started Popeyes, she has a gold necklace with Popeye on it. It's Popeye.
Tell me you got the food for free.
Yeah, and here's a quick Popeye saying you have 2 seconds till this race starts.
I gave Vita that necklace back in World War One. Olive.
So I'm like, our food's about ready.
It's terrible.
Mom, go show him your necklace and tell him how much you love Popeyes. The guy's like a 20-year-old. He's an African-American young man, and he got our food ready. Nice as hell. And Vita goes, hey, this is how much I love Popeyes, and showed him the emblem. What is it? A
Pendant?
pendant, yeah, of Popeye. And the guy, who's sweet as hell, he looked at it, he's like, all right. And then we basically left.
And this Marvel race is starting now.
What did you want him to say?
But no, this race starts in 2 seconds. 1 second. No, but the point is, I think people under 20 years old, if you show them a picture of Popeye, they don't know who they're looking at, including a kid who works at Popeyes, because the modern Popeyes has this nouveau shit with this chicken. You can't find Popeye inside a Popeye store.
The licensing agreement ran out.
It's over.
So there's no actual Popeye. So
No.
this kid do kids under 20 years old know who Popeye is if you show them a picture?
No.
That's your question of the day.
787-1310.
All right, and
Call
the
in.
marbles are on.
So
I
record
think
your
the race is over.
record your teen looking at a picture of Popeye, asking him who this is, and then when you make love to your wife, tell her that she made your pee-pee sparkle, and record that too.
And send
Holy
and send it
shit!
to
Is that a callback?
Cirque du Sirois @gmail.com, and we'll play it on the air.
And sponsor us too at circusroy@gmail.com. Panic at the Costco. What an incredible name. I hope you land it.
That is good.
Boom!
Alex Yeager, Vance Baggerton. It's time for a damn
Dude,
Lloyd
Panic
Christmas.
at the Costco is freaking.
Just go fucking finish it, Panic at the Costco.
What is
Oh,
this?
I don't know what that. He's dead.
uh-oh.
And he's fucking dead. Just fucking.
are those explosions?
Everybody's dying.
What are the explosions?
I have no idea, but Sweet D21 gets a victory tonight. Firework Phil. Freaking Phil. No? Damn it. It's time for Dan. Finishes out your top three on the podium. The Gap Rock Donkaiza. Oh, Donakaiza. That's an old marble racer from back in the day. I don't know what happened down there in that circular ball, that sphere of hate, but Sweet D21 is your winner. And I believe that's a first-time winner.
As far as I know, that is the case,
death.
Mike.
Cash, check your paperwork.
What's with the last asshole?
Yeah, they all. Oh, there they went. Oh, my
there it
is.
fucking
Oh,
God.
is
God.
that?
Please get a name.
Her Proofenstufen.
Sweet D21.
Just over a minute. Hit them results.
Where's Backdoor Mom?
Okay, for Danny, find Backdoor Mom on the list. Oh, there she. Oh,
Wife is
Backdoor
25th.
Wife.
Oh, Backdoor Wife. Yeah. There she is.
Where's the back
got
door
69?
mom?
Let's see.
69th goes to Crisco, 1138. Where am I on there? Am I anywhere in there?
Silky.
Mr. Shit. I fell right off.
Oh.
Chad McCann.
DNF,
I
DNF,
love you,
DNF,
big dog.
DNF, DNF. Alex Albon.
No. Oh,
Ah, there he is.
You're
What an
dead.
asshole.
And so is Danny.
And so Cirque Du Sirois, so don't talk shit. You suck too.
Texas Carter, sorry.
All right, there you go. Congratulations to the name of the person that won this thing that I read earlier.
Sweet D.
Sweet D21. I believe that is victory number 1 for you. Zero joke. Terry freaking Virts. Can we not thank that man? That's an astronaut that joined this show.
He probably would have been ranked number 1 if you had.
Top 2. He would have been top 2 if we did show rankings. Ben and Phil joined us in studio, chilling with us.
Contributed nothing.
They contributed nothing.
No, vibes.
There was a
bro.
good 10 minutes there in the last hour where they just started just talking.
Yeah, they didn't give a shit about the show.
That was a first. I
They
was
were
like,
actually
fuck.
streaming
No, I
their
love
own
that.
podcast during our podcast.
Yeah, they launched their own podcast.
Y'all
Genius.
made them realize that they could do this too. Probably.
They have.
Yeah.
They actually got more viewers tonight than we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Owned by No Puppet.
Right.
Their new podcast. And they have 12 different sponsors. But no joke. Thank you, Ben and Phil, for jumping in. Madigan, you're the best.
I would like to end the show by saying 2 things. Number 1, don't take any shit from anybody.
Right.
And Madigan, I know you're not ready for this, but I think you can handle it. Here is 25 seconds of Danny Bayless solo saying goodnight to you.
See? Guess who doesn't like your bits?
Bloody Gulch.
Baseball.